Hello and welcome to Cinema Conversations. My name is Kerry. I'm going to be the hostess with the mostest. And we're going to be talking tonight about Stephen King adaptations, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly.
Ah!
As you can hear, we've got this cat in the stream tonight. And I'd like to welcome my friends Ciaran and John. John from Boneyard Cinema
Hi,
and
guys.
Ciaran from the best county in Ireland, Donegal. And he's got his own, both John and Ciaran make their own films and produce their own music. So they're multi-talented, multifaceted, contributing to society. So what more can you ask for?
Self-professed chancellor here.
Hello, Adam. How are you tonight?
Hey, Adam. Good to see you.
Yeah. So now, to those who don't know, Stephen King is an American author. He's very, prolific. His first book, Carrie, was published in 1974.
Or horrific, whichever.
Horrific, yeah. His first book was published in 1974, which was Carrie. And famously, his wife Tabitha urged him to rewrite it, as it wasn't. She saw it from the female point of view, which King at the time didn't have an idea of. So with her help, they refashioned it, and it became what it is today. And that was adapted into a Brian De Palma film in 1976, which we might touch on tonight, or we might save it for a future stream. We don't know yet. We'll see what happens. So I'll let the lads introduce themselves. So go ahead.
After you, Ciaran.
Thank you very much, John. My name's Ciaran Keogh. Online, try to put out the name The Coaster as a kind of a marketing thing for my stuff, but not that I make any money out of it. But
I know
it's just my thing, you know. But I do a lot of, I've done a lot of singing and acting, and then bit of filmmaking over the years, and really love my media, all facets of media, you could say, and I love doing a bit of radio and this type of stuff as well, and it's great to be involved. Thank you.
No bother. Thank you, Ciaran.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure. Thanks very much for inviting us along to this, because this is the inaugural video for Cinema Conversations.
Yep.
So we're all virgins in this.
We are.
On this one. But my name's John, and I'm from a YouTube channel, Boneyard Cinema, which is my own channel, just independent content creation. I also lecture in film, freelance make movies as an editor, and at the minute I'm making a privately funded or self-funded short horror movie. So that's where I'm at the moment. Cicada. Cool. You can check out the teaser trailer for Cicada on Boneyard Cinema at the moment.
Nothing like self-promotion, lads. It's all good. It's all good. So we'll start off with an adaptation from you, John.
All right. So you'd like me to, well, I guess I would like to touch on Mick Garris, because I'm a huge Mick Garris fan. I know that him and King had this kind of prolific relationship from the early 90s right the way through until kind of Bag of Bones in the early 2000s. Now, he did one of the most famous miniseries, I guess arguably one of the most famous miniseries of Stephen King's work, which was The Stand, which was 94, I believe. I think it was 94. And I fell in love with it. I remember watching it with my Uncle Tommy when I was a boy, and it was just huge for me. Today, when I make films, I shoot wide. When I shoot 16, I tend to use very wide lenses, 10 to 22, and it's because of Garris's work in television, because he was shooting 16 mil, shooting very, very wide, very fast. And he's kind of got this shallow depth of field thing that he does that I absolutely love. So if you watch The Stand, you'll see people in the foreground in focus, people in the background. His cinematography is beautiful in these films. Yeah. His direction, I should say, is beautiful in these films. And I've always found that it's a little bit overlooked. But I mean, to shoot 16 mil, get it blown up to 35, and now there's a beautiful Blu-ray release of The Stand. I think his work with King is exceptional. I really do. For me, he's the guy that really understood the character side of King. So later on, he did Bag of Bones, for example, with Pierce Brosnan playing Tom Noonan, the writer Tom Noonan from the novel Bag of Bones. And for me, Bag of Bones was a bit of a mind-blowing novel. I don't know whether it was just the time I read it or what, but it scared the pants off me. It
Yeah,
really
I remember
did.
reading it myself, and I found it was very. I don't know. It was scarier than I thought it would be.
It really scared me. I mean,
Yeah.
the kind of the way they kind of stuck it out there in the trades was that it was kind of the new melodrama almost from King. You know, a guy dealing with the loss of his wife and all that. But man, they're reading the book, which is, I'll grab the adaptation so we can have a quick look. Bag of Bones. So this was early 2000s, Bag of Bones, directed by Gareth.
Oh, right, adaptation, yes. Okay.
So this was Pierce Brosnan and Melissa George in an early role.
Oh,
it was. It's just a movie I greatly admire because what happened was, going back to the novel, there was one bit, like I say, that scared the whole thing, but there was one in particular where his wife dies early on. Spoilers, sorry, but I guess, are we going to talk spoilers?
Oh, yeah.
Cool, we'll do spoilers. So his wife dies very early on in the novel, and he thinks she's had an affair, and he goes to this place called Dark Skull Lake to try and find out who she was having an affair with. But anyway, she dies. She gets run over by a bus. And very similar to the scare that he did in Pet Sematary, where the young kid gets killed on the bike. Yeah. King kind of rehashes that beautiful scare from Pet Sematary again in Bag of Bones. And I think Gareth, the way that he did it is just wonderful. For me, it's the most straight adaptation of a scare in a King novel. It's perfect. So it is. He drops his phone. He leans down to pick it up. He's in bed. You know, he's drinking a lot. He can't sleep. He's missing his wife. He keeps listening to this voicemail that she left him over and over again. And anyway, he's kind of drifting in and out of consciousness. He drops his phone. He bends down to pick it up, and bang, a face just jumps out from underneath the bed, full of blood and stuff that she was gurgling when she got knocked over by this bus. I had a heart attack. I really did. But that was when I was reading the novel. I had a heart attack. Really just jumped off the page at me, man. Like, whoa. And Gareth nailed it in Bag of Bones. I thought there's no way he's going to nail this, and he nailed it. Yeah.
So, to be honest, I haven't seen that.
It's wonderful. Wonderful adaptation. Out of all the adaptations King and Gareth did, it's his most mature. Because Gareth is, what I love about Gareth, going back to the first adaptation they did together, Sleepwalkers, is that he's a monster movie lover too. And Sleepwalkers, which was King's first screenplay that was just a screenplay for movies. Yeah. I think it was. I think because Creepshow was based on stories that he hadn't published, right?
Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah, the 83. So,
but I mean, according to, I was watching Gareth the other day on the special features, and he seemed to think that it was King's first screenplay for a studio, and it was Universal. So Universal were making, this is 91, I think, or 92. They were making Francis.
92, so 91, yeah.
Right. They were making Coppola's Dracula at the same time as Gareth was doing Sleepwalkers. So they kind of had this huge, big budget thing going on with this legacy director kind of with Godfather and Apocalypse Now. And Gareth, this was his first mainstream movie. And I just think he handles it beautifully. Before this, he'd done Critters 2, and he'd also done the television Psycho 4, which I think is an underrated movie too. But
is that the one with Anthony Perkins?
That's the one in CCH Pounder. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a very, very great movie. And
it's a great series of movies. Psycho, it's unbelievable stuff. Yeah,
isn't it? People never really think of it as a slasher franchise, but it's one of the great ones.
Yeah,
the '96 remake is okay as well with Vince Vaughn, isn't it?
I'm totally with you on that, Ciaran. That gets a very bad bash in that.
Very underrated, but pretty good, you know.
Oh, I love it.
I watched it myself, and I thought it was shot-for-shot remake.
It was. I mean, there was a couple of inserts you put in there of like cows and some S&M type stuff, as if you were staying inside a Norman's head. But I thought it was great. I mean, I'm a big Gus Van Sant fan, so I guess I'm a little bit biased. Similar to Gareth, I'm a big Gareth fan. So I guess I'm a little bit biased to his adaptations. But I mean, just going back to him with Sleepwalkers, it's an incredible film. It's a monster movie for the 90s. I mean, it's got Madge Amick, fresh from her fame from Twin Peaks. Brian Krause, fresh from his fame in the Blue Lagoon sequel. So he was kind of the it boy.
Yeah, he did that. That's
right. You've got Alice Krieg in there, this great South African actress who was in Ghost Story before this, which is another great.
She actually played a Borg in one of the Star Trek.
Yeah, she was
as well.
Borg Queen, right? Wasn't she the Borg Queen?
Right. Yeah. I think it was First Contact.
I was First Contact when she's strapped to the ceiling. And got that cool move.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
It was great when they did Picard. I had flashbacks of it. You know, when they had the ball going.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, she's a great actress.
I'm not Trekkie, so I'll let you talk about that.
But yeah, I mean, yep. Sorry.
Right, go ahead. I'll wait.
No, just like so, Gareth does that for me. For me, that was like buying that on video in the early '90s. Up there, I've got Graveyard Shift, the poster just above us. There was Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. There was there's this poster there of the Night Flyer, and there was by Mark Pavia, and there was also Sleepwalkers. All kind of came out around the same time, and all three of them just blew my mind. So I was so excited whenever it was Gareth and King together. I really was, and throughout the whole kind of, I guess you could say, it was almost a decade that they worked together. For me, they could do no wrong. I mean, Ciaran, you mentioned Quicksilver Highway when we were chatting before.
Yeah,
very underrated King movie.
Class. You know, it's underrated as you say, but for I think it was a TV movie, wasn't it?
Yep, TV.
You know, for a TV movie, like, you know, a lot of TV movies get brushed aside because, you know, maybe not as big a budget, maybe not as you know, ambitious, but I really loved Christopher Lloyd in that. I thought it was just
great performance.
As I say, I was about 12 or 13 when I came across that for the first time, and it was just blew my mind, you know.
Yeah,
great movie. Like I say, the chattering teeth. It's just great. But that guy, man, it's an evil story too. He just picks the guy up in the desert, doesn't he, at the gas station?
Yeah.
And the guy's going to roll him over. He's just going to totally take everything he's got, roll him over, and take it all. And then
I love the voiceover effect to it too. It's very good.
I just got goosebumps there. Remember it? It's like we say, you know. I mean, some of the adaptations, good, bad, or ugly. King's ideas are always pure gold.
Yes, yeah. I'll be honest, like I wasn't familiar with Gareth until I saw The Stand.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I didn't get to watch when it was aired first, you know, because we only had a couple of channels. Ciaran can emphasize with that a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well, I had 1 to 5, and I'm sure it aired on Channel 4 if I remember.
Right.
Yeah, but I used to watch it with my Uncle Tom. That's how I saw it. But his wife wouldn't watch it with us. We had to go and watch it in the bedroom because she was so scared of it. Okay. It was like when I was staying there on the weekends. She wouldn't watch it with us. We used to go and sit in the other room.
But the thing is, you see, I think now if you compare the two adaptations of The Stand, like Gareth's is more personal.
It's just a better. I think it's a better adaptation. I think he nails.
Yeah, it is because I think the remake, it goes, okay, this is the date. Then flashes back, and then flashes back to the present, flashes back.
For me, I own them both. I don't own a physical copy of the remake, but I own it on Prime because that was the only way I could get it when it came out. I had to buy the episodes on Prime. The same with The Outsider. That's the only way I own The Outsider. But the new Stand, maybe I'm just getting older, but it was trying way too hard to be cool. Every character was trying to be cool, you know? Like Larry Underwood in the original TV show, he starts off cool, right? He's this rock star guy.
Yeah.
But you see him kind of totally lose his cool, go right back to his roots. He gives it all up. He gets a family. He gets the kid. You know, there's one really cool, iconic moment where he's sitting in Des Moines on fire. And he's sitting there on a highway of wasted cars full of skeletons singing, "Tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction." That's a beautiful moment of television. It's incredible, you know?
That's a great voice you have there, by the way.
Trying to do my best like Barry. Tell me over and over. But that's iconic, and there was nothing like that in the new one for me. Nothing.
It kind of emphasizes, the fact that in the early episodes, it kind of, showed, he is a musician and he's got issues with his mother, and, but then they had 9 episodes and they padded the story out. Now, I think they needed the 9 episodes.
I totally agree. With you. When I heard it was 9, I just thought, cool, man. They're gonna really nail this. And there was so much stuff that was style over substance. Whereas Gareth, this is why I love him, right? This is why I love Gareth. He's a great director, like I say, that really wide kind of 16mm wide lens look. I love it, right? But he knows what to cover. He knows what's important in the story, which is, coming back to Garris, we were mentioning The Shining before. I mean, the Garris's version with Weber and Rebecca De Mornay. Weber,
Okay.
I love it in it. I love him in it. But it's like he knew the book so well when he did
He
that.
does, yeah.
And I mean, King come back, wrote the screenplay. And I mean, Ciaran, do you want to chime in on the Shining, the Kubrick? Or?
Well, I was just going to say about The Stand there. I was reading there actually that it's the most successful miniseries of all time.
It is indeed. Filmed in, I think it was 40 different states.
Wow.
It was.
Wow.
I mean, it was a huge. I think it was a lot.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Was,
a great feat.
I mean, they're in New York, they're in Jersey, they're in Des Moines, they're in Boulder, they're in Las Vegas. You know, they're all over the states.
Wow.
It's. I mean, it was an incredible undertaking, and it was. I mean, to give Garris that after 3 feature movies, I think, 2 TV, 1 for Universal.
Yeah.
I mean that takes some cojones to say, okay, yeah, but I can handle The Stand, you know.
Yeah, it's a great feat to achieve. All right.
I think it's a great moment of television. I really do. It's. I mean, for me, I'm a big apocalyptic movie fan, and I mean that's kind of cool when you see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, the end is coming. Yeah. The end is coming. Ringing the bell. What does he see? What does he see?
Dark man coming.
The dark man. He sees you, Larry. He sees your face.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh man, exciting! I mean, that's what I loved about Garris's Stand. It's because obviously King's got really dark sense of humor.
Yes.
And the remake didn't get that at all. There was no humor in it. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's a great story, and I have watched it 2 or 3 times. The remake. Sorry, I guess you can't call it a remake. The reimagining, the retelling.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the retelling. But it just for me, it didn't get it. It didn't get that. He's got an iconic sense of humor. I mean, I rewatched Rose Red for this stream, and the consequent movie that Craig R. Baxley directed them both, The Diary of Eileen Rimbauer. And there's a great moment where King pops up at the door and he's a pizza delivery guy.
Oh, that's okay.
And he just says, "Oh, hey man, is there any ghosts in here?" Like, because it's an old house. I mean, he doesn't care. He'll pure make a joke out of himself, you know.
Well, you see, that's the thing he does because he was in Langoliers.
Oh man,
when he played the businessman, didn't he?
Yeah,
boss or something. Though.
How much money did you make for us?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Scary.
I have to say now. See, remix in general.
Yes,
I find it. See, I'm so big into the 80s and 90s stuff as I grew up with. I find it very hard to go back and watch remakes. I even before I can go back and watch them, I find it very difficult to put myself in the position to watch them.
Oh, like, I know what you mean.
I'll give you a few examples. Conan the Barbarian remake back in 2011 was tough for me to even go near.
Yeah, me too.
Ghostbusters, no disrespect to ladies, but Ghostbusters, the woman version.
it was just a bad movie, man. It was. You can't blame the actor.
More like a reboot, I suppose, but
it was a bad movie, in my opinion, anyway. But
yeah. But no, there's a few, but that don't come to mind. But I definitely find remakes hard to stomach, you know.
But do you think part of that is nostalgia?
It is absolutely for me personally. It's all nostalgia. Yeah,
me too, Ciaran. I remember 2004, Dawn of the Dead. I'm a huge Romero fan. Bringing it back to Romero and King, you know, working together. King was originally did a script with Romero to do The Stand. They were working at Laurel Productions. You know, Romero was supposed to direct Pet Sematary. That never happened. He was supposed to direct The Stand. That never happened because he collaborated on Creepshow and Creepshow 2 stories from Stephen King. Okay. But I lost my trail of thought there because I got on a Romero. Okay. Oh, remix, right? Remix. So it was 2004, Dawn of the Dead. That I was the second I went in the cinema. You know, it was like I almost already knew I wasn't going to like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But eventually, I've come to love it now. But at first, I hated it. You know, because it was a remake.
I same in a way because, like, I think myself and Ciaran were roughly the same age.
Yep.
But I like when we see like for example The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
All right, no. Never seen that one. Okay.
That's Kurt Russell's in it, isn't he?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. But I like the original 1951 version as well.
Christian Nyby, right, and Howard Hawks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then you get the stuff like The Fly with, you know, Vincent Price. And then you got the remake with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah.
And like so I would take like more credence
Yeah.
in certain remakes, but I also
Okay.
like the originals.
Well, I mean, bringing it back to King, that was a great
Mm.
thing when they remade, when they did the what do you call it, the modern versions of it chapter 1
Right.
and chapter 2.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember him doing the press for this, and I was up for it. I thought 2 movies, great. I love Tommy Lee Wallace's original. I'm a big miniseries guy. I was looking really forward to it. And King said, they were saying, do you think they're going to ruin it? And he was saying, look, man, how many times have they done Hamlet?
That's right, yeah.
It's the same deal. I mean, that's obviously I'm paraphrasing there, but King said something very similar. I mean, look at how many times they've done Hamlet. They can do my stuff as many times as they want. It's the story that needs to keep going, and I totally agree with him in that. And
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right. And as bad as some of the remakes have gotten, I mean, I always go to see them because I don't know, I like torturing myself. But I guess it's because I'm a fan and they're kind of aiming them at me, like when they remade Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a Nightmare on Elm Street kid. So I was like, of course I was going to go and see the 2010 remake. Hated it at first, similar with Dawn of the Dead. But now I've kind of talked myself around into liking it, even with the micro naps. I couldn't believe it when they did that. Micro naps? What? But it was, remakes. I mean, Stephen King stuff's been done, again and again, hasn't it? It really has.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can say that because Carrie remakes as well, and
the Carrie, the Raid.
2002, wasn't it? And then 2013, and
I quite liked the miniseries. It went back to the kind of chapter, the interview when they were interviewing.
That's the thing with the book. You see that it's more like diary based.
I mean, okay, the graphics were bad. It was like an early 2000s TV film. The CGI was pretty rough in that Carrie TV version. But if you get into the story of it, man, it doesn't matter that much, does it?
No.
That was actually played in the cinema, in the Nerve Center in Derry.
All right.
There, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I remember going to see Carrie up there. It was interesting to see it in the cinema, As I was saying earlier in our chat before the show about another film too. What was it again? It's just watching stuff in the cinema is a bit more special.
Oh, Dr. Sleep.
Bring Shining, actually. It was,
yeah, we're talking about Flanagan, weren't we? The Mike Flanagan adaptation.
Mike Flanagan, yeah.
Yeah, like I think the character of Jack. Sorry, go ahead, Karen.
No, go ahead, Kieran. It's okay.
I think the Jack Torrance character in The Shining, Jack Nicholson, obviously, is unbelievable. I just think he is just, it's just he brings it to a whole new level of acting, doesn't he? I think Nicholson has to be up there with De Niro and Pacino as the best actors of all time, really, hasn't he?
Yes, I would say, yeah. Like I love the three of them, to be honest with you. But Pacino would be my favorite artist. But
yeah. And Jack Nicholson is such a playful kind of a guy as well. He brings it into so many of his characters, and I think that was a perfect role for him.
With Shelley Long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard she was tortured on set and everything.
Yeah,
they really Kubrick was really cruel with her too, which was sad to hear about in the aftermath, but probably made her an amazing actress for it,
Oh man, I think her performance. I remember I loved Mark Kermode, the critic. And I remember him saying about Shelley Duvall, saying,
Shelley Duvall, yeah.
Rewatch The Shining and watch her. Don't watch Jack. Watch her performance, and I mean, you're right, Kieran. I think it did make her a better actress. I know he did put her through the ringer though, apparently, didn't he?
Although she did go from that a few maybe 6 or 7 years later, she was in Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan. So it's hard to know where that came from,
Coming back to Christopher Lloyd.
And Christopher Lloyd there as well.
Well,
this one's real, right?
Popeye after The Shining as well or something.
Oh man, I know this is a Stephen King podcast, but
all right.
Suburban Commando, man. I mean, let's give it some love. It's an amazing movie, Suburban Commando.
I haven't seen it. Honestly, I haven't seen it.
Oh man, Kieran,
it's a bit off kilter, but
I think it's Hogan's best movie. I love it.
It's Rocky III's best movie.
Shep Ramsey.
Shep Ramsey. Oh man, he's so cool when he's got that amazing skateboard that he gives to the kid.
Well, what was it? He said, I'm gonna beat you up or something, and then he said, "This is the 90s. We're gonna sue you."
No, Rocky III's his best movie when he takes from the lips.
But I'm a big fan of Suburban Commando. Really big. That was one of the VHSs I played the hell out of when I was a kid.
Whoa! I've got a newfound friend here. Nah, it's good fun.
All right, how did we get into Suburban? Oh, hi, Christopher Lloyd and
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall, yeah.
Shelley
Ciaran
Duvall.
John.
Shelley Duvall, yes, right. Shelley Duvall. Aye.
No,
But
but
then she was in Popeye as well as
yeah, I was going to say she made
Olive,
that
wasn't
after
she?
training, didn't
Like
she?
that was a role made for her.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, perfect casting.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Once you put her hair in those little rolls, she looked exactly like
Yeah.
olive oil.
Yeah.
That's a guilty pleasure.
And it was the guy from Conan. Was it the guy from Conan who was what you call him? The bad guy with the black beard?
Pluto?
Aye. Oh, there was
thought
one.
it was-
It was a big guy from Conan, right? I think it was a big Paul.
I
somebody or other.
actually thought that was Bud Spencer, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, it might be. I haven't seen Popeye.
You know the guy that done all the spaghetti westerns and
that
all
would
the
make sense.
Italian made movies.
No, that would probably make sense. It was filmed in was it Malta or Greece or somewhere?
Think
Yeah,
so,
Malta, I
yeah.
think it was, yeah.
I remember watching the set. Someone did a.
He was in.
The sets are still up.
He was in Red Sonja.
Red Sonja.
Aha.
There's another
seen his
Stone
friends,
Cold
lad.
classic.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Brigitte
Brigitte.
Nielsen. Ah, yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. I love Brigitte Nielsen. She's like
Brigitte.
Another Rocky
she's
connection.
incredible.
Oh yeah.
She's an incredible presence on screen.
Oh yeah.
We could do the what is it? The 6 from Kevin Bacon game. The 6 separation from Kevin
yeah.
Bacon. Thing.
We'll have to start and end with Stephen King movies though.
But there's that many connections. You could do that. Like.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's been that many Stephen King movies. It's got to everybody's. Well, because Kevin Bacon. No, Stir of Echoes was Richard Matheson, wasn't it? Was he also in Pieces? I don't know. Collector Adam just asked. Was he also in Pieces? The guy.
Let's see. The guy who played Pluto.
Hi, Collector Adam. I didn't say hello to you earlier. How's it going there?
I don't think so, Adam. No.
All right.
Just checking Wikipedia. But maybe somebody else.
But I mean, coming back to, if I can come back to Gareth.
Yeah.
And we'll go through it because there was one I really wanted to mention. This was towards the end of the collaborations because this is one of my favorites too. Riding the Bullet.
Oh yes, yeah.
This is a very underlooked, underseen movie. I guess you could say overlooked and underseen. I mean, it did get a theatrical release here because I went to the pictures to see it in 2004.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with it, but it's interesting. It seems interesting, yeah.
It's brilliant. It's set in the 60s. So, Stephen King, obviously, is a 60s kid. He was in The Summer of Love and all that, which is a great theme that runs throughout his work. And this is kind of an anti-hippie movie. It's great, though. So the hippie character is really depressed. And but I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but this is one of my favorite Gareth movies, not miniseries movie. It's quite an incredible looking movie. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'm a big road movie fan. And this is probably the best road movie based on his stuff. You get Cliff Robertson in here. David Arquette pops up as this kind of rock and roll 50s kid. It's awesome. Really awesome movie. Great soundtrack. You've got The Time Has Come Today on here. You've got some great 60s tracks. That's a big thing with Gareth too. He's in a band.
And don't forget Instant Karma by John Lennon.
It's great.
That's important.
It's great. I love that. In the apartment with a...
And Ciaran, a mutual friend of ours, got me that for my birthday in 2005.
I love it. I think it's one of the most underrated adaptations. I think it's a brilliant film.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Big shout out to Dejo if he happens to be listening there.
He's probably not, though, but he'll come around.
Send him the link to the restream, maybe.
Aye. Hello, Perry.
Hey, cheers. Perry says it is him in Pieces.
Hi, Perry.
There you go. Great.
Hang on.
Hey, Perry. Good to see you. But I mean, that's where I kind of come out with Gareth. You either love his stuff or you hate it, because a lot of it is very televisual based. But I'm kind of on the other side of it. I see a very cinematic look to his work, especially the TV stuff in The Stand. And then towards the end of their collaboration, he came into Desperation, which is not the best King adaptation, but I really enjoyed the series. I wish that it was a 2-hour special, or 3-hour maybe with the ads. I wish they'd gave him more time. because you've got Connie Intriguing in there, who's played by Ron Perlman, and he nails it, man. Coming back to Sleepwalkers, he was in Sleepwalkers, kind of playing the same guy, this over-the-top kind of cop. He comes back in desperation to kind of bookend it. He's really good character.
Have you ever seen The Regulators or Red Regulators?
Yeah, well, them two books are related. I mean, that's the universe.
That's right, yeah.
Apparently, there was going to be Peckinpah was going to direct The Regulators at one point.
Oh, right.
That's a really interesting tidbit, but it never got off the ground.
Yeah.
That's Ron Perlman from Hellboy, is it?
Yeah, Perlman. He plays this kind of disintegrating cop. Because there's a Tack is inside of him, and Tack is this kind of. There you go. He looks great in it. He looks fantastic.
Okay.
But so what happens is they dig too deep into the earth when they're doing the old railroads, and they release something that they shouldn't release. It's kind of Lovecraftian, and there's a spirit in the earth that comes back to take over this town, and it desolates the town. But you've got Charles Durning in there as well. Yeah, it's a really good cast. You got Tom Skerritt playing the lead. Weber from the TV Shining comes back. It's I really enjoyed it towards the end of his and Garris's collaboration. I really did. There's some great lines in it, like him and Dean Koontz have always got that thing going on. And he gets in the car and he picks up a hitchhiker, and he says, "Oh, you read that Stephen King stuff? You like all that horror?" And she says, "Oh no, I prefer Dean Koontz."
You mentioned Tom Skerritt there. That he's also in the Dead Zone with the David Cronenberg one with Christopher Walken.
In fact, he's playing Panghorn, right? In Dead Zone.
No, Bodeman.
Oh, Bodeman. That's it, Bodeman.
Watched it last night, to be honest with you.
I love that film. Great film.
Yeah,
that's the Cronenberg, right?
Yeah. Then you've got Brooke Adams plays the love interest.
Yeah, she's fantastic too. I remember seeing her in. She's in. The Body Snatchers, right? With
that's right.
With Donald Sutherland.
Leonard Nimoy directed.
She was that crazy thing with her eyes.
that Dead Zone, it's such an interesting concept as well, isn't it? The way, like, if he touches someone, he can see what's going to happen to them and stuff. It's a real freaky and interesting idea.
Great. I mean, it's based on The Man Who Wouldn't Shake Hands, right? That's the. I think The Man Who Wouldn't Shake Hands. Then you get the Dead Zone, the book. It's I think was The Man Who Wouldn't Shake Hands a short story. It's been so long since I read that one. But it is a great story. I'm trying to remember the guy's name that Martin Sheen plays in the movie. He's very much like Trump.
That's right. He's running for office.
Greg Stilson, yes, Greg Stilson.
And he's like Christopher Walken. Like, I think you could even put him up there with Nicholson and De Niro and everyone, because he's such even as the way he talks, every single scene he's in, he captures the audience, and I think he steals the show every scene he's in.
I agree. I agree. King of New York's one of them movies I saw just at the right time. Yeah. It was like when I was getting into movies, I was like, I wouldn't want to swear, but I was like, amazing. I mean, you got Wesley Snipes, David Caruso, flipping Victor Argo. I mean, it's like one of the best casts of all time, especially for the early 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at what Tarantino was putting out, it's I thought it was the best of those movies.
Big shout out to Eagle Ferrara. Any fans in the chat, let us know.
Have you seen any of Christopher Walken's SNL stuff? Like, he's very funny in that as well.
Champagne.
We actually watched the family reunion sketch he did with SNL.
Oh yeah.
This morning.
I got an itch. And the only scratch.
These plants, they have eyes. They look at me like they have eyes.
He can do anything. He really can.
He's great.
Johnny Smith in the Dead Zone, eh?
And then, what was it? Weapon of Choice, the music video for that.
Fatboy Slim.
And he was in Hairspray.
The remake of Hairspray.
Which actually, to be honest, I don't mind. I like it.
It's that intense.
See all that cheesy stuff. I just love it. It just gets me.
That's all good then.
Well, he's done so much cheese, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But it's like, see, Ciaran, you put him in a movie.
Sorry.
It's like, you see, though, you put him in a movie, no matter how cheesy it is, you're gonna like it.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. And then if you add in some Michelle Pfeiffer, they rekindle their
That's right,
chemistry
yeah.
from Batman Returns.
Yep.
Man, he had some cool looking gear and that, didn't he, with a slick
Max
back
Shrek.
hair.
Yeah,
I remember.
Max Shrek.
Whoa, he
Where's-
was called
where's
Max
he
Shrek
going?
in Batman Returns, was he?
He was, yeah,
Right.
Maximilian Shrek. Yeah,
Maximilian Shrek. I didn't know that. I mean, I
It was
can't
like-
I remember now, but
it was like a kind of a villain that they just came up with. That wasn't a comic book villain, but they
Yeah,
came up
right.
with for the movie. Tim Burton style. Yeah.
But then when you realize that Max Shrek was a 1920s silent star from
Yeah.
Germany, so
That's right. Yeah. Mm.
there must have been some kind of
Must be.
well, there you go. This is that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? Because now we're coming
Yeah.
back around to Nosferatu, and
Oh.
and Salem's
Yeah.
Lot is
yes,
Dracula in New England, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen King was teaching high school English,
Mm.
and he was teaching Dracula, and said, "What if we put Dracula now?"
Yes.
And that's
what
what
happened?
Yeah.
that's
I don't
that's
know.
Salem's
What
Lot.
do you think? What do you think of the Rob Lowe version of Salem's Lot?
Absolutely adore it. I wanted to bring it up tonight. I watched it last night.
Yeah, why not?
Oh.
Go ahead. It's okay.
It's interesting.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. It's I guess you could call it a hairstyle movie because the hairstyles are so 2004. It's unbelievable.
Excuse me.
But man, you've got that really bad cover of painted black at the end. But apart from that, I think it's fantastic. That's Mikhail Solomon directed that. It was a co-production Australia, so you got a lot of good Australian actors in there.
Mm-hmm.
It was I really enjoyed it, Ciaran. I thought it was a great adaptation. That
Yeah, I enjoyed it myself. I thought it was very well done. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, to be honest with you.
It's brilliant. I think it's the best thing Rob Lowe ever did.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't say
he's doing a
that.
lot of good stuff. In fairness, now,
Man.
his
Oh,
Bean stuff was obviously brilliant, but his I thought his role in The West Wing was very good too. Actually,
Oh,
that's
man,
a whole different
awesome.
genre.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, he left when the writer left, didn't he? There was so
That's
good
right, yeah.
friends. He said, "That's it. I'm not doing this anymore."
I
Yeah.
did 2 seasons, didn't he, or something?
But I mean, he's got some good horror ties. That Bad Influence with him and James Spader is a pretty cool thriller.
I love that movie. I love that
Pretty
movie.
cool thriller. Rob Lowe kind of nails that villain in that, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then a lot of good ones there now. It
I'm
comes to
a
mind.
bit quieter for a split second. But no, I think when you talk about Rob Lowe, I think it's he has to understand, so he has got a kind of a king
Right, he's
pedigree,
in the
leave it,
stand as well. Yeah.
Oh, totally. He plays Nick Andros. Yep. So 6
Yeah,
degrees
right,
all the way back round.
Yeah.
I've actually, you can't see it, but I've got the 4 TV Times covers of. You can see one there, which is Storm of the Century. I've got Storm of the Century, The Stand, with Nick Andros and Laura C. Gianmarco, who plays a Nadine Cross, and the Rose Red and the Shining covers back there, the TV things framed. I love them so much. The artwork of the TV Times. I ended up buying the American ones and framing them.
You gotta.
Wow.
Craig R. Baxley, man. He's such a great director. I mean, he did stunts coming back to action in VHS. He did Dark Angel with Dolph Lundgren. That was kind of one of his first deals. And King saw Terminal Man, I think it was, on television and said, "I want to work with that guy." And Baxley ended up doing, what else did he do? He did Storm of the Century, Diary of Alien Rimbaugh, and he also did Rose Red, I believe. So they ended up working together a few times. Baxley was originally a stunt guy, so and his stunt too, but he did loads of great motorbike stunts. He was a great bike rider, Craig Baxley. But coming back to stuff like Suburban Commando, he did a great Dolph Lundgren movie called Dark Angel. It's also called I Come in Peace, I think.
Yeah, I Come in Peace. Yeah.
Well, what a great movie! And Baxley's very underrated. I think Storm of the Century is a great series. That and Sleepwalkers are 2 originals just for television. I think King wrote Storm of the Century just as a screenplay, right? It was an original screenplay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is there any reason why they do so many miniseries instead of making his movies or his ideas into movies?
It was just of the time. Miniseries
Right,
was huge in the late 80s, early 90s. They don't do them now. They do stuff like The Outsider as a limited series.
I suppose there's more platforms to release movies now than there was then. Yeah.
People just stopped watching them. The miniseries were huge for a while. I've got quite a collection. I'm a big miniseries guy. I collect all the Barbara Taylor Bradford stuff that used to be on TV, and I love all that kind of stuff. I'm a big miniseries person.
One that I loved, and maybe it wasn't a miniseries, maybe it was a bit longer than a miniseries, but it comes to in that kind of a genre. You'd think of it when you think of miniseries as the 4,400. You ever see that?
Yeah,
that's a very cool idea.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was great. That was a great miniseries. There's so many. There was I think it was The Room came out the same time as that, or The Lost Room. That was really
Yeah,
great.
welcome.
That had one of the guys from It in it. The guy who plays the kid with the inhaler in the Tommy Lee Wallace one.
Oh, Eddie.
He was he was in The Lost Room, the actor from Fade to Black. But man, I just love miniseries. I watch them. I wish they still did do them, but I guess that's because when I grew up, I grew up at that time. It was an event. The Stand was an event. Storm of the Century was an event. The Shining was an event. I was running home to watch this stuff. I wasn't going out because I was staying in and watching the series.
Of course, the couple of World War II ones were awesome as well. They were actually very popular, weren't they?
The Pacific.
The Pacific and the Band of Brothers, yeah.
Band of Brothers.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Spielberg did Taken as well, didn't he? Which was a good one about the UFOs.
That's right, yeah.
That was a pretty good mini. Well, I guess that was a series.
One thing you mentioned, John, a couple of weeks back that I hadn't seen. I said, how the fuck I haven't seen this?
Golden Years?
No.
That was a pretty strange one.
Roswell. Was it?
Which one, sorry?
Roswell.
Roswell, yeah. Roswell's my favorite TV movie ever.
Yeah.
Jeremy Kagan. It's Kyle MacLachlan kind of playing the real life Jesse Marcel, who was the guy that the army apparently made the scapegoat for Roswell. He was the guy in the photographs holding up the tinfoil that was a weather balloon, and he swore he swore to high heaven that he saw a UFO out in the desert and it wasn't foil, but he kind of became the fall guy. And he wrote his son wrote a good book about it too. Jesse Marcel Jr. The name escaped me now. I think it might be the day after Roswell. I've read so many books about Roswell, but it's my favorite TV movie. Martin Sheen pops up in there talking about Stilson in the Dead Zone. So there's another 6 Degrees of Stephen King. Greg Stilson's in Roswell. But it's my favorite TV movie, Gary. It's Kyle MacLachlan is outstanding in it. I think it's one of his best roles.
Yeah, I think
I must check that out again. Actually, I recall it from years ago, but I never actually haven't seen it in a long time.
It was hard to get for a while. There was no DVD. I had the VHS it must have been up until the early 2000s. It didn't get and it got a really kind of pan and scan DVD release.
Okay.
But there's been a few upscales released. So there's a couple on YouTube now that people have upscaled, which are pretty decent because obviously there's a big fan base for it out there. So, but yeah, there's a good upscaled one on the tube.
I've noticed actually there's a lot of these Stephen King iterations available on YouTube, isn't there? Like you just come across.
Langolaise is up there to watch. And the whole, I noticed the Night Flyer, which I mentioned, that's up there. Someone recently did a 4K upscale of Night Flyer and released it online. I tried to get in touch with the director on Facebook, Mark Pavia, but he never got back to us.
I was watching the Tommy Knockers yesterday on YouTube. Actually,
awesome, the Tommy Knockers. It's probably one of the most hated miniseries.
Yeah.
And you've got Jimmy Schmitz is on it. He's pretty good. He's NYPD Blue fame, and of course he was in The West Wing as well. Yeah,
I love a bit of Jimmy Schmitz. Blood In, Blood Out by Taylor Hackford as well.
Oh yeah.
That's Taylor Hackford. He's a great director. I can bring him up.
I think it was Jim Purrs done the directing for the Tommy Knockers, and you had Tracy Lords in there along with
Tracy Lords,
a few other familiar faces. Yeah.
Gorgeous Joanna Cassidy as well playing the cop.
Okay, yeah.
You got E.G. Marshall from Creepshow in there. You got Cliff DeYoung. The cast was outstanding. Marge Helgenberger plays Jimmy Smith's kind of girlfriend in a great performance. Yeah.
She's very familiar looking. I could have sworn I've seen her in a few other films as well because I wasn't.
She got big in CSI. Well. She was kind of.
That's what it was. Yeah.
She was kind of second. She did a great horror anthology called After Midnight. I think that was really cool.
Okay.
With one of the Carradines. I think it was the younger Carradine. It was a serial killer, but like just one of the episodes. Amazing actress. Amazing.
That was a 1993 release, the Tommy Knockers, I believe.
Tommy Knockers was 93. God, it seems like yesterday.
I had it on VHS myself for a long time.
The double cassettes.
Yeah.
Same with the Langolaise. I had the Langolaise on video. I wish I still had it. I haven't got my Langolaise cassette anymore. VHS. I wish I had it.
I've noticed a big link. I've noticed a big link with Rob Reiner and Stephen King. He's done a few adaptations too, hasn't he?
Yes.
Like Stand By Me, and there's one or two others I came across.
Misery
as well.
I'm going to talk about myself.
Misery. Let's get into it. Do you want to talk about Misery?
Okay. All right. Misery for me is quintessential Stephen King. totally.
Yeah.
First real story I read, from start to finish. You said earlier, the first book I read was the Skeleton Group compilation, but the first story from start to finish was Misery. And I was going to Germany at the time, so I was on, at the airport and reading it, and reading it on the plane, reading it, where we stopped over, and reading on the train to where I was living in Germany and all that. And it scared me, literally scared me. I was about 19 at the time.
It's a scary story, like.
Yeah. And when I saw the adaptation, a couple of years later, I was like, this is perfect. This is a perfect adaptation. Kathy Bates and James Caan, excellent roles.
I mean, you kind of complain, can you? For me, they're two of the best actors of all time. Of all time.
Definitely.
Awesome,
and then there's a couple of scenes, and one in particular, the Hoblin scene, which still makes me squirm. I always go like that when I see it, I'm trying to look away. But
so, how do you feel about them swapping out the lawnmower blade for the hobble?
I think the Hoblin's more effective.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Because it kind of it kind of stops Sheldon from basically walking.
Well, I mean, it's
recovering.
In my opinion, it kind of softened the movie a little bit.
Oh, right, okay.
And because obviously Rob Reiner's When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle. I mean, this is Rob Reiner's Spinal Tap, right? This is, that's
Stand By Me.
Nice, Stand By Me. And I thought that, but I agree with the change. I do. I agree with it because Paul Sheldon, you stuck with him so long, and that movie's so horrific that I think if she had cut his leg off, or his foot off, like she does in the story, it is with a lawnmower blade, right? I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yep. She cuts his leg off with a lawnmower blade. I think it would have ruined the ending when you actually see him pulling himself together.
Yeah.
And he's kind of hobbling in the restaurant, and he gets that girl come over and say, "I'm your biggest fan." I think it would have wrecked that ending, but it's a perfect ending, and I agree with the change. It's one of those changes I agree with.
I think if it was book accurate, you wouldn't have had the same impact.
Yeah, I agree.
The Hobbin scene it's just, as I said, I squirm when I see it.
It's a perfect bit of film. The way it's executed, the scream, the special effect. You only see it for that split second when his foot twists.
That's right. Yeah,
really good bit of gore. It is. It's really.
It was actually I put on that show Gogglebox.
Yeah,
they were watching it on that show one night, and I remember some of the reactions were just priceless. It's funny.
I love a bit of Gogglebox. Like I watch it. I still watch it quite a lot.
Yeah, the Misery was a good one to put on that. Yeah.
But no, it's a perfect adaptation for me. So,
do you think it's your favorite? I know it's a tough one because we've got.
it would be up there. It'd be number 2.
Number 2.
I think I heard Stephen King's favorite adaptation. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I thought I've seen that.
I've heard that too. I've heard him speak about it. Not in person, but online.
Yeah.
I would love to hear him speak. I've never seen King speak. He's one of the people I'd love to see live because I love watching him live.
Yeah.
When he gives lectures, he's such a cool person.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes across as a real, just swell human being. Like he really does.
He is because on Twitter, even he's talking briefly about politics.
Oh, yeah.
He's so anti-Trump.
Yeah.
And he was so anti, the war in Iraq and all that.
Well, I was surprised they didn't kick him off Twitter the way he was going on because there seemed just to be. But I think he had so many followers and he was engaging so many people that they had to keep him on there. Some of his tweets are gold.
And what he said about J.K. Rowling as well. Had to get that.
I think it's very ironic. You know how he must be from Derry. Is he from that area that he always puts in his books?
Yeah.
Derry's a fictional place in the book.
So it's strange that you've got Derry and Castle Rock in all the novels and a lot of the films and stuff.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you've got it here in Ireland as well, just over the water there.
There you go. Adam's
just interesting,
In the chat, I was wrong about the lawnmower. Adams just said it was a cop.
Oh, she's a
cop. Kills the cop, which I guess is Richard Farnsworth, right from the movie. She kills the cop with the lawnmower and uses a saw on his foot. Cheers, Adam. I was sure. That's why I was asking. I wasn't sure whether I was getting it right.
I thought she killed him. Right. Or she saw it up there. Yeah.
Well, now we know.
Oh, the lawnmower. Aye, yeah. But the lawnmower blade. I think that's what we were on about, wasn't it?
It was just, I just remember it being horrific. I really remember that bit about the lawnmower from reading the book all them years ago.
Yeah. Talking about lawnmowers.
What, do you want to talk about the black sheep, do you?
Yeah, the black sheep of the
lawnmower
family.
man.
The lawnmower man. I did actually bring it up. I brought all my Stephen King collection upstairs. I did actually.
Yeah.
I bought the 101. I know you did too, right, Kerry?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you get the Matt Frewer, another Stephen King
Cool.
connection.
That's interesting. Yeah.
right, yeah.
He was in Lawnmower Man 2. Matt Frewer from The Stand, from Quicksilver Highway. He's been in a few Stephen King adaptations. But it's the black sheep, so I guess we should give it a mention.
So you've got Pierce Brosnan and Jeff Fahey in that. Yeah.
Yeah,
The first one.
yeah.
Jeff Fahey's a hero of mine. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I've got a poster framed over there. Iron Maze, Jeff Fahey. You can see kind of in the corner that way. I used to work in stage, and that's The Last Man, which Jeff Fahey was in. And I got to meet him, and he signed an Iron Maze poster for us because I love Iron Maze. And it's my favorite straight-to-video thriller. I've always loved it. It's kind of an American retelling of Rashomon, the Akira Kurosawa movie, but it's done so well. And like this, speaking of King, this kind of crumbling town, the whole town's dying, and this guy comes in to buy the town up. And Jeff E's kind of like, well, he always was the kind of leather jacket wearing, long-haired, cool guy in the town.
Apart from when he's in the stand.
Oh, I wish he was.
Trash can man. Boom, boom.
Oh, I love Trash Can Man.
There's actually just to touch on a thing here. I was online there one day and I came across this book and I thought I would get it. It was relatively cheap, but it's called VHS Collecting: the Modern Relevance of Home Video. So it's an interesting idea for a book. Like it's by Corey Gorski. Yeah, so there you go.
Oh, cool.
Where'd you get
that? You got it in second hand, did you? Yeah.
I got it on Amazon actually. Yeah.
Oh, right.
And the cover is actually done up like a DVD or like a VHS kind of the colors and all.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember them. I remember them so well.
So like you have an awesome collection there. You can see some stuff behind you and all.
I've got a
John and Kerry. You have a big collection of DVDs and VHS. I'm sure it's
No
an amazing
VHS
thing collecting, isn't it?
I don't have VHS, but I have a load of DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah.
It's just pure nostalgia for me. I mean, there's a Day of the Dead there above my head, right next to Dark Off, actually, the video cassette.
Right.
But I mean, I watched them until they were gone. You know, I really did. I mean, I've got one framed there behind us. I can't point anymore, but up there, that's Walter Hill, Streets of Fire. I got that framed because I watched it so much. The tape, and the magnets go.
Oh yeah.
So I thought I'd stick it in the frame because just for nostalgic reasons, I mean, I 4K. I love 4K. And I always will love wanting to see a movie the best it can possibly be. I bought The Night of the Living Dead, which is one of my favorite movies. The 4K is magic. It looks like a brand new movie.
Right.
But when you're a kid and you watch, kind of like Videodrome or even King's earlier stuff, when you watch it with the grain, it feels a little bit more explicit somehow. And I love that feeling. It felt more like forbidden. And I just loved it. I mean, I've got huge nostalgia for VHS. Huge.
Yeah. I can't remember who said it, but I think it was one of Glenn's streams, John. Basically, DVD is 480p at a push 720.
The push. I remember upscale them. Or can you remember when the TVs used to upscale them? You could buy TVs that would upscale the discs, or plays that would upscale the discs.
When we watched like Ghostbusters 1984, that was, you see that in 480p. It just takes you back. If you see it in HD or Ultra HD, it's not the same.
I remember Rambo 2 was a big one. I remember watching Rambo 2, and I watched it a lot because I'm a big Stallone fan. Yeah. But you couldn't see it when he was in the jungle because it was so dark on the VHS. Okay. And I remember buying the Blu-ray, and it was like a new movie. It really was. It was like, the DVD, not even the Blu-ray. I remember buying the DVD, and it was like, wow, I didn't realize he was doing that because it was so dark and gritty. But I kind of missed the dark and grittiness of it.
Can I just ask you something, John, right?
Yeah.
Is as dark as Ciaran is there now?
Well, you can still. I thought it would be very apt for the.
It is
for the
topic
that we're doing.
I'm not complaining. I'm just asking.
Well, we are talking about the Prince of Darkness.
That's a later stream for me and you.
But I was, it wasn't. I mean, I love it. I love the look of VHS. I still do. So obviously, I'll go in for the Blu-rays or 4Ks every time. But sometimes I'll stick on Day of the Dead on VHS just for the pure nostalgia of it, because that's how I first saw it. I saw it like that. I love the graininess. I love the when the tracking goes. I mean, that's how I remember experiencing that movie for the first time. And even like Heat and stuff like that. I saw Heat for the first time on VHS because I never saw that in the cinema. Oh. But it was so much darker on the VHS, and it felt more noirish on video. I mean, I'm not like a VHS purist, like I say, I'll go for the DVDs and Blu-rays every time if I want to watch a movie just on a Saturday night. But every now and again, I'll stick on the VHS just for the nostalgia, because that's how I remember seeing them for the first time. I mean, a lot of these Stephen King, I saw The Stand on television, but I watched it again and again and again on video. Langoliers I saw on television, but I watched it again and again on video. And I remember the look of the videos, and that's imprinted on my brain.
Yeah.
But I guess it's every generation, I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like for 6K or 8K. It's going to be incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. For me, see, like when I was growing up, my dad, he was very technophobic. So we didn't get a video until probably 1997. And that was when, near the end of VHS.
Oh, yeah.
And, my dad, would take programs off the TV for him or my mum.
We used to, I still remember my grandfather had, I think he was the first one in the movie to get Sky. And he used to tape films for us off Sky, and you get like the snow on the videos. Can you remember?
Yeah,
it was like white dots on the screen when you tape movies off the TV because they were trying to stop pirating.
That's right.
I remember him doing those for his. But I was lucky because my mom, she's just recently retired, but far too late. She's a workaholic, but she worked for Philips Electronics, so we got it. So we got a Betamax, and then we got a VHS because she could get money off from working at Philips. And it was so we had a pretty good Betamax player, which I was watching ET and stuff on, and Terminator. And RoboCop, but then I think it was maybe RoboCop was Virgin Video. Actually, I think it might have been the Virgin Video I watched a RoboCop.
You're name dropping a lot of classics there.
I mean, that's. I feel like that's where I'm from sometimes. I mean, I did play sports, but I was never a sports guy. I was always reading books, reading comics, watching movies. That's what and I mean, there's something. Video just brings that back for us. It does.
Oh yeah. I was always I traded a lot of tips as far as movies, and also I have a real passion for old style WWF wrestling and stuff. So it kind of the tip trading is like built in if you're a wrestling fan. So I've got a big collection of them still as well.
Can you remember Sting? I used to love Sting. He was one of my favorites. And obviously Roddy Piper because of They Live. But
Carrie will be cursing to herself. Let's not get started with that.
Warrior.
To be honest, I am.
Remember the little figures when you'd hold the back down in the jump?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you this quickly. There's a lot of stuff there you might notice in the background.
Shine the light on it.
How can we turn wrestling back around to Stephen King? We're going to do the 6 degrees of Stephen King.
I was actually going to just.
That's why with the laptop tilted this way. So.
I was actually going to say a friend of mine from school. Well, when I say school, I mean like he was a year below me, but he loved wrestling, WWF, and all that. And whenever I went out to his house, he'd either we'd ever play Mega Drive, Game Gear, or watch wrestling.
Mega Drive, man.
And he loved Yakuza or Yokozuna or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
And he loved Doink the Clown. And I just being who I am and all that, never got into it.
I remember playing Alex the Kid because it was built into the Master System.
That's right, yes. That's right.
And obviously the games were really expensive, and I had the console and I couldn't afford the game, so I played Alex the Kid like over and over and over again.
Yeah, well, it still works, like
But Master System was a great console. There was some great games on there, like Streets of Rage and stuff, and Golden Axe and Alien Swarm.
Was that a Sega console? Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was like a disc instead of the cartridge that Mega Drive had, wasn't it?
No, it was a cartridge. Yeah.
Cartridge.
Okay, right.
In fact, wasn't there a Dark Half game for what was that Spectrum? There was a Dark Half game, but I can't remember what it was for. Or I remember the movie, and there was a tie-in for it, but I can't remember which console it was on. But there was a Dark Half. Speaking of Dark Half, I brought up a couple of editions, but how cool is that artwork?
Oh wow, that's awesome.
That was
lovely.
This was a German disc, but I loved the artwork because I remember that being on the book. And I think they must have added Timothy Hutton into the blade there. Can you see him?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. And I just, like, being a collector, I just had to grab it because I love the artwork. So cool. But I seem to remember that being on the books, though.
Timothy Hutton's very good in that, isn't he? And the other Romero films he's in, he's great. Like,
he did Secret Window as well with King. Later on, I think. He did Secret Window with...
That's the Johnny Depp one, isn't it?
Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
And that was Secret... Which book was that in, Kerry? Secret Window,
That
Secret One? Was that Skeleton Crew?
I think so.
I can't remember which book it was in. But he's a great actor. He was proper method style.
When they took the short stories from his books that were anthologies, so they obviously fleshed, the director or the screenwriter would have fleshed them out a lot, yeah.
Aye.
For the movie, like.
I mean, Romero said he was difficult.
4 Past Midnight.
4 Past Midnight, but that was a great one. 4 Past Midnight. That's the Langoliers, right? 4 Past
Midnight.
That's
in that, yeah.
That was the Langoliers. Yep. I remember listening to. I got a free Audible book a couple of months ago of Willem Dafoe reading the Langoliers.
Oh.
It was really good.
Too, like, yeah.
It was really good. It was one of the. I mean, there's a really good. My favorite short story is Crouch End from Nightmares and Dreamscapes. And they did a TV version of that, which I really liked. And the TV show didn't seem to get as much love as it. I think it should have got. I really liked the Crouch End in the TV show. I think Crouch End is my favorite short story of King's. I really like it.
I'll be back shortly, guys. Okay.
Cool. But it was kind of H.P. Lovecraftian in a way, you know. It's got that like stuff under the earth and things coming out and black spots. And there's a great line where he talks about it's like an old football. And the leather's worn thin, so there's soft spots or thin spots where things can get through. It was just one of my favorite King descriptions. I loved it. I loved that story.
For me, like one question about when before reading Langoliers, was he scaring the little girl?
I heard you scaring the little girl. But I love it.
That sounds awesome, though.
Oh, it is. It's great.
I love Dafoe as an actor in general, but just
it's really good. Like, I mean, it was. Speaking of Crouch End, Tim Curry read the short story Crouch End for an audio book, which is really good as well because he's got a great kind of trembly voice when he does the British accent, which is great. And as far as I know, I don't think King ever actually came to London. I mean, I've been to Crouch End because when I first came here, I was like, I've got to go to Crouch End. You know, that's one of my favorite Stephen King stories. And there's some kind of great places, what might be railway arches that could be from the books. But I feel like maybe he just pointed it somewhere on the map in England and said, I'll set it there. It didn't seem like it was, but it's such a great book. It was it was influenced by Lovecraft. That was the original book it was a book influenced by Lovecraft stories. But I love that short story so much.
Yeah, as Ciaran said earlier, you know, when you think like here we have Derry, we have Castle Rock.
Yeah.
And then the Kingverse, they're fictional places.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird, like, but I think it's because of the New England connection.
Yep.
And, you know, like Boston, you know, being the capital of Ireland in America, you know, and
I mean, speaking of what I haven't seen, I never saw Castle Rock, the TV series.
Yeah.
There's a couple of spots in my King kind of filmography that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen the series of Castle Rock. And I also, what was the other one? There was one other thing I was looking through the research is one other thing I hadn't seen. But the main thing I think is Castle Rock because everybody else seems to have seen it. And it's the one thing of King's that I've missed. So I really need to get into it because I've heard that Annie Wilkes is in the show, right? Yeah,
a young version of her, yeah. But as I said earlier too, like there's a lot of Easter eggs for King fans, basically.
I mean, is it like Haven, where Haven took the Colorado kid and made it into that kind of story? Is it just is it new stories around the characters?
No, there is an overreaching arc.
Yes.
Without giving too much away, RF is the main bad.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I'll get around to it. I will.
Yeah,
It's just that's one of the big holes
Hmm.
in my Stephen King filmography that I haven't seen. But Adam's just asked if we've read the Tommyknockers. Yes, Adam, I did. I love the Tommyknockers book. I'm a big fan of the miniseries too, as we've seen. But
yeah,
I really do love the book. I think it's a
I
great
haven't
book.
read it in so long myself, to be honest.
And I love the madness of it, that cocaine-fueled drunkenness of it. And it's in the novel, Adam, isn't it? You really feel it through the character, the way that he blacks out and stuff. You can feel King writing about himself. It's quite autobiographical, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's one of his most autobiographical novels.
Yeah, like I think when he wrote it as well.
Yeah,
it was like that thick.
Yeah,
and
it took me a long time to read it. I read it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, a kid, a teenager, but it took us a long time. It was in the school library, and you couldn't check books out, so you had to go into the library to read. I guess so Frank were going to steal them because it was a pretty, but anyway, I went and read it like chapter by chapter. It took us a long time, and I did like it. It's not my favorite King novel. I really love the miniseries by Tommy Lee Wallace.
Yeah,
I think it's a great miniseries. As many people, I guess, of our generation do because of when we saw it on TV. It was scared a whole generation of children.
Definitely, yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like, it's it's got its flaws, like all adaptations. Not just Stephen King adaptations, but Tim Curry is excellent.
Excellent. I'd much prefer Curry's Pennywise to the Skarsgård.
Yeah.
I much prefer Tim Curry's. But I also prefer it just for, again, talking about nostalgia because of the age I was when I saw it,
Yeah. But I think the reimagining or remake, whatever you want to say, the younger actors were perfect. The older actors were terrible.
Yeah, it was very disjointed. It felt like, I mean, was it the same? I've got them here. Was it the same director?
No.
Who did both films?
Oh, yeah, it was Andy Muschietti, yeah.
All right. So I remember, I went out and bought them. I didn't see these at the cinema. I went and bought them. Really cool slip on the It Chapter 2, I thought.
Yeah.
But, I've watched them a couple of times, but it's a very disappointing adaptation for me. The newer releases of it,
The first one I thought was, brilliant.
I couldn't get away with it. No, I really couldn't get away. I did love the old house. I thought they nailed that. Obviously, that's better in adaptation. And you've got the mummy and stuff in there that wasn't in the original, and
the werewolf and
I like all that stuff. I do, but it's
the
same
part. They kind of shoehorn a lot into part 2.
They did too much.
With what do you call him? Bill Hader's character. Secretly gay.
What do you call him? Beep Richie.
Richie Tozer, yeah.
I beep Richie. Seth Rogen.
Yeah. In the original.
Not Seth Rogen, Seth Green.
Seth Green, yes. Sorry, yes.
Stephen King fan here. Seth Rogen. What am I talking about?
Seth Rogen. That's the alternative universe version.
Slap in the face for that one. All right, Seth Green. But I mean, favorites. Do you want to get into favorites? So we're talking about the good, the bad, the ugly. So coming back for what you said about Misery, I've been looking through them all, and I'm pretty sure my most watched and probably my favorite is Dolores Claiborne. I think Dolores Claiborne. Sorry for that terrible New England accent there, but or main accent. But I think that's my favorite. It was when I was going back through and watching everything and rewatching them all. I'd have to look at the TV ones separately. Because they're such a part of my life,
Yeah, of course.
But I didn't see Dolores Claiborne until I was old enough to understand it, and it's the true horror of Stephen King.
Yeah,
it is. That's the true horror. That's not monsters, from the soft spots in the earth. That's true horror, and it still scares me to death. That film, but it's perfect. Christopher Plummer. Jennifer Jason Leigh, who became one of my favorite actresses because of Dolores Claiborne and The Hitcher, which is one of my favorite movies there. You can see in the back. It's every performance, John C. Reilly. It is incredible. And putting Stratton in the role of the bad guy, and you're so used to seeing him as the lawyer type guy perfect
guy, yeah.
Perfect casting. Bob Gunton just pops up right at the right time as the bank manager too. when her husband stolen the money that she was putting away. It's an incredible film, and I think that is my favorite adaptation. I think, and it's not the book; it's its own beast. There's elements of the book in it, but Hackford's direction, Hackford's editing in that film is incredible. It's incredible filmmaking. The colors, it's Magritte paintings that he took inspiration from and put them in the movie. So when Selena looks in the mirror and sees the back of her head in the mirror, man, chills, and that's a Magritte painting. Or when Dolores breaks the glass and you see a reflection fall, but it doesn't, it stays in the mirror. Real haunting imagery. And it's watching them again. But I mean, I guess over the past couple of years, that's crept to the top as being not just a great Stephen King adaptation, but one of the really great films ever, I think. And I think Hackford nails it.
You make me want to rewatch it now. I haven't rewatched it.
It's for it being so horrific and evil, it's a beautiful work of fiction. It really is. It's a beautiful story about what makes us human, about what makes us care, about what makes us remember, what makes us forget. It's just John C. Reilly's character is incredible in it. I think it's my favorite John C. Reilly performance. It's so great. Right next to Hard Eight. It's just an incredible movie. And I guess if we're going to do favorites, because I was thinking about it before the stream, I think that would be on my top. I really do.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking here, see if I can find my favorite. I can't. And with the risk of sounding very condescending, well, not condescending, I'm back to dun, dun, dun.
Carrie.
Yes.
And that's De Palma's one.
Yes.
Yes.
De Palma's 1976 one. Yeah.
So is it the first Stephen King adaptation?
Very first, yeah.
The very first one. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So 76 was the first King adaptation. Then I guess Salem's Lot 79, right?
Yeah.
Then The Shining, 1980. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's three classics right off the bat. Carrie, Salem's Lot, and The Shining.
Yes. Yeah. But for me, Carrie is really good. It's perfect in terms of the plot. You feel sympathy for Carrie. You really want her to get away from her mother and get, become popular and have friends, and then you get Nancy Allen's character, who's just a bitch,
Yeah, man. And what's her name from The Fury as well? Amy.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
She married Steven Spielberg, didn't she? But they got divorced. She's a great actress. I can't remember her name either.
Yeah, you're making me look now.
But Amy, she was fantastic in that movie. I love her in The Fury too, which is pretty much a Carrie ripoff, it seems.
Yeah. Okay, we had Amy Irving.
Amy Irving, that's the one.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic actress.
Yeah, and her mother was in it as well.
And then that jump scare coming back at the end.
Yeah. But yeah, Carrie will be my favorite.
So you reckon Carrie's all-time favorite?
Yeah.
We're just talking about favorites, Ciaran. I've kind of said I've kind of said Dolores Claiborne.
Ah, yeah. Well, that was an interesting one too. Yeah.
I love that. I love it so much. Carrie's just been talking about.
That was your one
Carrie.
as well, wasn't it?
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates.
Yeah, incredible. And Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's just a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw Jennifer Jason Leigh recently in The Hateful Eight. Actually, she was a funny character in that too.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's one of my all-time favorite actresses.
Single White Female as well. I remember that one.
Brilliant movie. Brilliant film, Single White Female. Bridget Fonda is in Iron Maze, the movie I was talking about earlier with Jeff Fahey. She's incredible too.
She's like totally. She does that Single White Female, and then a few years later she does Jackie Brown. It's two totally different characters. Like she's great. Great kind of leverage to be able to do different types of roles.
She's great. Bridget Fonda. I was sad when she retired. I actually bought the last thing she did was Snow Queen, which was kind of like a Hallmark TV movie.
Okay.
And I remember buying it and thinking, oh man, is this really going to be the last thing she does? It was so sad that it was like the last thing she was ever going to do. But I guess she married Danny Elfman, who actually did the score for Dolores Claiborne. And I guess you retired to look after a family, I think, as far as I know.
Okay. I was going to say, well,
You're talking about you were talking there about favorites. As far as favorites goes, I'd say I'd be a bit of an Arnie guy. Like I love my Arnie stuff, and I know he used the pseudonym of Richard Bachman. King did for The Running Man. I love the movie The Running Man, and also I'd be a big fan of Stand By Me as well. So they're two of my favorites, I think. Less horror style, than the others.
Have you seen the trailer for the remake, Ciaran, for the Running Man?
I heard it's very good, but I just haven't been able to bring myself to watch the trailer. To be honest,
I was very disappointed in the trailer. It was to me, it looks like a remake of the Arnie version. That's kind of what it looked like in the trailer. Do you know, my favorite line is, you better leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it down your throat and rip out your goddamn spine. That's like one of my favorite Arnie lines ever. And there's a reference to it in the trailer. He's kind of looking at the camera, shaking it, and I was just like, "Man, don't try that."
Is it word for word?
No. He says something. It says something totally
pedestrian. Stop filming me. He says.
Yeah, stop filming us. It's like totally pedestrian. Nothing like. But I mean, I'm a Running Man guy as well, like Ciaran. I love that movie.
Yeah, I love the whole concept of it. Like, it's a really cool, like bringing criminals into a game show, and that type of thing is cool. Like,
yeah. Do you think we'll get away with it with showing the trailer for it?
Yeah, whatever you think.
I mean, you could do if you like, but do you sure you want to watch it, Ciaran?
I'll watch it. I'm only like half of that's just me using hyperbole,
Okay. Well, I'm trying. So.
But yeah, I mean, Richard Bachman, they're doing The Long Walk 2 now, right? They're doing the TV series. Yeah, which was also a book. Yep, sorry.
Filming me! Stop filming me!
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?
Guess we'll find out.
You might be moving up too fast. Hey, big boys!
Are you crazy?
Interesting.
I don't want to make any enemies, man. It just looks like random whatever to me. That like it really does.
I liked it.
It just looks like every other flipping act. It's just. But I'm gonna watch it because I'm a King fan.
Yeah.
And I'll like it. I'm sure I will. But they promised something totally different than this. They really did.
Yeah, I noticed they're using Stephen King's real name this time.
Yes. Well, it's because it's now known that he is Richard Bachman.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, true enough. But no, I think it looks to be, as you say, it is very cliche. The trailer, but at the same time, I suppose they had to modernize it too and update it. And there's only so many things you can do with modern movies. Like,
of course, I mean, I wrote a little post about this. And I kind of used to teach something similar about stories, I mean, this story's been told a million times. It's the most dangerous game by Connell. It's about class. It's about class warfare. It's about manhunting animals. It's about somebody else being higher on the food chain. It's like Death Race 2000. It's the it's the Running Man. It's the Hunger Games. It's the Maze Runner. The story's been told again and again and again and again. It really has. So there's nothing wrong with it being told again. I'm not against it at all, and I'll watch it, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But I was hoping it was going to be the King novel, and it doesn't look like it at all. Yeah. But that's why I was disappointed. It was.
Yeah, the novel's very, very dark.
It's really dark. I mean, probably one of the darkest things he ever wrote. And well, that's a broad comment.
That's a big comment for Stephen King. Yeah.
Maybe I should take that back a little bit and say it was a pretty dark novel that Stephen King wrote. But it just
no, very, very. I think you see why he wrote as Richard Bachman was because he could get away with that.
It was sci-fi, right? He wanted to try and write something else and try and see.
Yeah, sci-fi or.
I did read that he didn't like the original movie at all.
Yeah,
He
he
thought
didn't
like
like it.
Schwarzenegger, he didn't want to be he didn't want to be said in the same breath as Schwarzenegger kind of idea for a film, like, you know.
I mean, to me, it's cool. I mean, it's
Mm.
everybody's a bit of a hypocrite, and I mean that's King being a bit of a hypocrite right there, saying how many times has Hamlet been done, and then saying he doesn't
Yeah.
like Shining or he doesn't like Running Man. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think he's softened towards Kubrick's Shining.
Okay.
Right. I'll tell you why that is. Like Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
He loved that, and the director took from Kubrick.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, he had to, didn't he? He had to put the lore in it because the Shining's so iconic.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, you couldn't do Doctor Sleep as a movie and not tie in with the Kubrick film. I don't think it's.
No. Yeah.
I mean, Garris could do it for television with The Shining.
Yeah.
You know, you could do it for TV, but I don't think you could have done it on a scale as big as that. You know, you had to have the kind of Jack Torrance when Henry Thomas, another King regular, Desperation, Stand By Me, pops up in Gerald's Game. He plays Jack Torrance in the movie, and he's got that pretty cool makeup on. I thought he looked pretty cool in Doctor Sleep when he's the barman. He's the Joe Turkel character.
Yeah.
But I mean, to the Running Man, I'll watch it. I like it, but to me, that just looks like the same old whatever. It really does.
Yeah.
And I was expecting something else. But this is not that I don't like Edgar Wright, because I do like him. But when I heard he was directing it, that's kind of what I thought. I thought that's not the right guy for the Running Man. I did think that. I really did. And I mean, who am I? I'm nobody, right? But
you know your stuff. You do know your stuff.
But I thought, the Cornetto trilogy guy doing the Running Man, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's really what I thought.
Baby Driver as well.
Baby Driver, and I mean, I think Scott Pilgrim's his best movie.
Yeah.
I really like.
Oh yeah, I love Scott Pilgrim as well.
I really like Scott Pilgrim. That's a great movie. 10 out of 10 movie. I really enjoyed Scott Pilgrim. Coming back to that,
I think I seen William H. Macy in that trailer too, didn't I?
Yeah,
he popped up.
He's
He's another great character actor. What else has he been in? What's he been in by King? He was in Nightmares and Dreamscapes in Omni's Last Chance. He played Omni in Omni's Last Chance. Which is Nightmares and Dreamscapes one. That was great, that one. But yeah, Running Man, like I say, I don't want to lose friends over it because I've already had people giving us crap for it. I really have. But to me, I got a shock because I was expecting
You're entitled to your opinion, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I was expecting something very different.
I was wondering, did they offer Schwarzenegger a cameo or anything for this, or was there any kind of?
Not sure. That would have been cool, though. I would have
done cameos.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I would have liked that. Or Jesse Ventura, maybe, or someone.
Yeah,
that's right. He would have been cool to see pop up as well.
That would have been cool. Jesse Ventura and Arnie is fighting each other. That's great in the original Running Man, the simulation.
Yes.
When they put the guy's Arnie's face on the guy.
Yeah.
Man, that's what we're doing now. That's people can do that on the phones. It's amazing how writers like King can predict things like that.
Oh yeah, but I was just reading there. Actually, I seen an interview with Jesse Ventura. He was saying actually that he used to be best friends with Arnie when they done all them films together, like Predator and Running Man and that. But then they fell out because of Arnie and Maria Schreiber. Maria Schreiber and Arnie split up, and Ventura and his wife were friends with him, and they had a whole row because of. He didn't agree with the way Arnie treated Maria Schreiber. It's interesting.
Ventura's pretty political, isn't he? He's really outspoken politically.
He is.
He's got that great.
I always enjoy him. He captures you,
Oh, I used to listen to his show a lot when he was. I think it was a radio show he did or a podcast. I used to really like. This was going back a good few years, but I mean, Predator. He's great in Predator. He's great in The Running Man. He's a pretty cool actor, Jesse Ventura. He's
also good in X-Files.
Abraxas too, wasn't he? Didn't he do the Abraxas?
What was it? What was that line? I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Yes.
That's great. I ain't got time to bleed. you got time to duck. That was cool. That was Shane Black, doing rewrites on that. That was really cool.
Really?
Putting all them one-liners in because he'd done Lethal Weapon with Joel Silver. I did a video about him not too long ago because I love Last Boy Scout. And I was doing some research about Shane Black, and he'd done Lethal Weapon, and apparently Joel Silver gave him the part in Predator for doing slight rewrites on the screenplays. I mean, this is just, it's hearsay articles and stuff I've read, but
Hmm.
apparently that might have been what it was.
Cool. The chat's quiet, but that's all right.
No, Adam Perry, do you guys
Maximum
have favorite?
Overdrive, guys. You were talking about that. Emilio Estevez and his only
That's a black sheep.
King's only directorial role, wasn't it?
The only time I've got it here somewhere. I'm trying to look for the.
Kerry
fact, I think
mentioned that he's were into that one a lot. Yeah.
Oh, I love Maximum Overdrive. It's that's another one of those childhood movies. In fact, I've got the same disc. I think Take Two.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Take Two.
Snap.
They did some pretty good releases. Take Two when discs first
They
came
did,
out.
yeah.
And also you've got Pat Hingle from Commissioner Gordon and the Burton
That's right,
Batman's in it as well, don't you?
Yeah, he is.
Stephen King said Hingle was the only thing that got him through it. He said everybody was like kind of not helping him because I guess the way Hollywood is, I've read a few books in it, especially one in particular by Mike Figgis, the guy who directed Leaving Las Vegas. He says the thing about Hollywood is a lot of the time nobody wants to help anybody else succeed.
I believe that, yeah.
And when King was directing Maximum Overdrive, he just wasn't getting help. And of course, he didn't know lenses from anything. He didn't know he was a writer, So he was off his face on cocaine, making this film. And he said, Pat Hingle literally said, set it up like this, Stephen, that this is a master. Go in a little bit closer. This is a mid. Frame it up like this. This is a close-up. He said Pat Hingle really helped him through it all. Like literally, because Hingle's, TV Shining, right? He plays, is it Halloran? Who does he play in the, he's one of the guys in the Shining miniseries. King said he really helped him through it. That's speaking of how great of a speaker King is and how humble he is, just hearing him talk about that experience and how much he hates it. But for me, man, that AC/DC soundtrack kicks in and I'm in heaven. I think Maximum Overdrive is a beautiful fucking movie. I really do.
Hell's Bells.
Watson. Oh, man, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the song is on the soundtrack. I remember
I think Hell's Bells is on it anyway.
It is, yeah.
Who made who? I remember. Who made who? Who made you? When the bridge is flipping, breaking in half and all that. Oh, man, I get excited thinking about the lawnmower going after the kid on his BMX.
Jeez, yeah.
The can machine shooting out the cans of Coke.
Yeah.
Is it one of Estevez's better movies, or do you think it's? What's your favorite Emilio movie? Just a matter of interest.
I really like Men at Work. I'm a big Charlie Sheen fan.
I love it. I love it. That's just amazing film. Yeah.
I love Men at Work.
The two bros.
Totally. I love it. And Keith David too. Bring it back to the
from they Live as well, of course. With Roddy Piper. Yeah.
Right.
He's a good writer, good director. He's done a few good movies. Emilio, Young Guns is cool. He did some good stuff.
Adam says original Creepshow. Yeah. Oh, question for each of you: do you prefer the Creepshow, Creepshow 2, and what's your favorite from each of the movies?
I'm not familiar enough with it to comment on it, to be honest with you, but go ahead.
Honestly, the first one, story-wise, I can't really say because I can't remember.
Do you know what it is? It's Adam. It's really tough for me. That I think Creepshow is probably Romero's best film as a director. Creepshow and Day of the Dead, as a director and filmmaker, they're two flawless movies. I think Creepshow is outstanding. The way that it looks, it's incredible looking film. I love Jodie Verrill. I love Stephen King's performance in it. Apparently Romero said to him, be the Roadrunner. I want you to be like the Roadrunner, be that over the top. And I love that about Creepshow. But Creepshow 2, man, Thanks for the Ride, Lady, that's on the list of like 3 films that ever scared me. That Thanks for the Ride, Lady, to this day, I just got chills there. That really creeps me out. Michael Gornick, I wish he directed more because he's a solid director in that. And that was kind of Romero giving him his shot because Gornick's the guy that shot Day of the Dead, that shot Martin with Romero. He shot Dawn of the Dead, Dubinsky was right there by his side, the editor. I'm a big Romero guy, so I love all this trivia, but it was kind of Romero saying, hey, mate, I'm leaving Laurel, the production company. He's your shot. And he directed Creepshow 2, and I think it's great. I did lose the comic book panels. It's nowhere near as stylish as Creepshow. Creepshow is so stylish, but it's a hard flip for me, that Adam, because Creepshow 2 freaked me out so much. Not the whole movie, but Thanks for the Ride, Lady. Oh, man, it just got us. That's one of those movies that got it when he's under the car, he's on the windscreen, he won't die. It was relentless. That was a freaky film for me. There's a couple of films, that's like 3, and that was on the list of films that to this day I might have a nightmare about it just randomly. It's like,
wow, yeah.
It really freaked me out that much.
There's some movies that when you're that age group, like you really do get freaked by them, don't you?
Aye, you do, and it was just one of those movies, you know, it really was. One of those films that just got under my skin.
For me, it was one of the big ones. Was Shakespeare's Sister? The music
Stay
video
with me. Yeah.
Oh, that was.
You better hope and pray you're going back to your own world. Oh, we're giving you chills.
Oh yeah.
It is.
I think for me,
First time I seen Thriller was a bit dodgy too. I have to say.
She does look creepy when she's like that with her eyes.
Oh yeah.
With all the black eyeshadow on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my scary movie list is only 2 movies so far. Conjuring 2.
Conjuring 2 was good.
And
very popular, yeah.
Threads.
Right. Which was the second one?
Threads,
yeah, man. I'm a big Carl Sagan fan, so Threads is a big one for me too.
Thanks to Lexi, that is, because we watched it one day and I was like, okay, I'm now scared of nuclear war.
It is an awful film. It is. It's pretty hard to sit through Threads.
Maybe a bit too close to the bone these days. That one, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It is. It's still a difficult film to watch. I mean, the whole way they set it up, and with a steel worker, and he's with his girlfriend in the car, and you just never see them again. It's that dark, you know. You get to know these characters, and they're gone because they would be gone. It's like, wow, it's really well made. You know, the American version, it's kind of okay. The Day After, it's jumping on the back of the success. But for me, Testament's the best one.
The Day After came first.
Did it come first?
Yeah, 83.
Right. So Threads is, out of the 2, Threads is my favorite by miles. It really is. I think Threads is a much better series.
It's grimmer and it's just...
But there was another one called Testament, which I love. The really young Lucas Haas, one of Kevin Costner's early movies. Testament's really hard to watch. I mean, it's just about people's, it's the end of the world. People are falling apart. You know, kids are dying. Mothers are watching the children die. It's, you know, the kind of place we are now.
I have to get on Region 1 DVD.
It's hard.
Released here.
Hard watch those movies.
Europe, so.
But I mean, I'd say Testament's probably up there with one of my favorite movies ever. It's a really flipping difficult film to watch, and Threads is incredible. But like I say, I got into Threads because of Carl Sagan. I loved, can you remember Cosmos? Carl Sagan's TV show about science, like for kids and stuff. I still love that. I watched I've got the video somewhere there, but I still watch Cosmos, and he was the scientific advisor on Threads.
Cool.
And I remember saying, "Oh, can I watch that?" Because Carl Sagan's doing that. Nightmare fuel for the rest of my life.
Yes.
All right.
Adam says, agreed. John, love King's performance in the original Creepshow and his cameo in the Hitchhiker story in Creepshow 2.
Yeah.
You're going to have to check out. Check them out, Ciaran. Also love the Raft story in Creepshow 2.
The Raft is a great story about that primordial, well, I think it's primordial sludge. I mean, it could be the environment. It could be toxic wasty. I don't know. It could be
toxic
wasty. And so it could be a mutation, but man, that is a freaky episode. Creepshow 2 is pretty freaky. It is. It's a freaky film. And I mean, that bit, especially when he's kind of necking on with a girl on the raft, and he starts, when he shouldn't be because she's asleep, he starts touching her up, and then she just turns around and the sludge is on her face. Man.
Ooh.
Whew, spooky stuff. And Chief Woodenhead, it's a great story, Chief Woodenhead. And you've got George Kennedy in there. You know, it's really good cast in that one.
There's one about maggots in that too, in one of them Creepshow ones, isn't there? There's a story about maggots or something. Yeah.
It's the guy from Tommyknockers who plays the granddad, E.G. Marshall. He kind of lives in a penthouse.
He's also in just a little tidbit there. He's also in Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation, I believe.
He plays. He plays one of the dads.
Yeah.
Well, the other father, if we're playing 6 Degrees and Kevin Bacon, was in George Romero's Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh yeah.
playing the old man in the cat story. So maybe Chevy Chase is a secret. I love Christmas Vacation. That's all.
From just down the road from each other in the States, in the Northeast, anyway. So you don't know.
It's that's one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's one of them that's on every Christmas.
Well, on a totally different note, since this is the first video for the channel, I want to give a wee heads up to people for if anybody who wants to rewatch or people who are watching now presently. The story of the channel is going to be myself and John. We will be doing 2 streams a month, hopefully.
Yep.
We'll be talking about different facets of cult cinema. And then myself and Ciaran will do 1 stream. And we'll talk about more mainstream stuff.
Cool,
Like the new Superman movie coming out next week. Or the week after. And then there'll be 1 week in the month where there'll be nothing on. Or I'll upload a review of a cult movie or something.
Nothing at all.
But I know in hindsight, not hindsight, but in future sight, the 4th of October, I won't be able to stream.
Okay.
Because I'm going to Birmingham.
Oh.
For a couple of days.
Speaking of Birmingham, it's Aussie's last gig tonight, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going to Villa Park.
Aye.
So.
Black Sabbath, eh?
Yeah,
Aye.
that's right.
Speaking of horror movies.
Yes.
Just want to give a wee shout out about I've got a group page on Facebook called the Movie Zone. So if anyone wants to check that out, it's I just post stuff about movies and give my opinions on a few things on it, and I think it's fun to do, you know.
Oh, God, I know exactly what you mean. It's like, I mean, we're doing it for the love of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we really are. It's
Absolutely,
like, I mean, I'm the same with the Boneyard Cinema. You know, it doesn't really help pay the rent or anything. But it's just for the love of it, man.
It's passion. It's a labor of love, isn't it?
It is. And if I didn't do this, I don't know what else I'd be doing.
And it's good to put our hobbies into kind of more productive ways too. It's pretty cool that way, you know.
Well, it's great to meet Perry and Adam in the chat, man. I mean, we've been chatting for a while. It's amazing to bring us all together and talk about this. I mean, King, somebody. It's not just this isn't just a passing thing. I've read his books my whole life. I've collected his movies my whole life. I've watched him talk. I've loved his characters. I've researched his films, watched directors talk about working with him. When I was teaching film studies, they asked us to teach a writing course, and I was teaching King's what he did with Mr. Mercedes. You know, he took a real life tragedy, you know, kind of took his spin on it. And it was a woman who was looking for someone in the dole queue. I'm not sure what they call it in America, but the kind of dole queue in the States.
Welfare queue, is it?
And welfare. And she just plowed her car through it because it was a woman now cheated with her husband. And he took that and kind of spanned the whole Mr. Mercedes mythos off it. There's some great interviews with him talking about his creative process. You know, he doesn't like to keep journals because he doesn't like to immortalize bad ideas. I mean, that's so different for a writer. You know, every writer would say, keep a journal, write your ideas down, you know, record your dreams. But he says, no, it's a good way to immortalize bad ideas. That the good ones will stay. You'll remember them, you know. It's cool. He's just
he's just got such a great imagination too.
I mean, he's a rock star to me, King. He really is. He really is like a rock star to me.
I think, you know, I always go back to Family Guy skit they did, and there was a cutaway, like it was him and his agent, and he says, the agent says, when's your next book due? What's going to be about? And he looks around, and it's about a scary lamp. Goes like this with the lamp then.
Whoa, scary lamp look.
And then he says, when's it due?
Well, that's another thing we can talk about, isn't it? That's Stephen King and making inanimate objects scary.
Yeah.
Like the Mangler or Maximum Overdrive with the trucks, but also that freaked me out with the meat cutter, you know, the electric meat cutter in Maximum Overdrive when it comes after the waitress. That's scary. That was scary stuff, I thought.
That was drug fueled, I think, as well.
But I mean, Maximum Overdrive, I think it's a cool movie. It's not a scary movie. I thought it was super cool. You know,
it's different.
I just love it. I don't know why he doesn't want to direct again. I totally disagree with him. I think it's a fantastic movie. I really do.
Why was it a one and done for him? Like, why did he not have
hated the experience and he thinks it's a terrible movie. He does.
No problem, Adam.
Thinks it's awful. Take care, Adam, mate. Thanks for joining us. I'll speak to you next time.
Adam. Thank you. One guy I was actually thinking maybe in the future, it's obviously up to you, Kerry, but I was thinking a cool a cool idea to do would be Oliver Stone's work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I love Oliver Stone. Yeah,
I've
maybe
just
Tim
read.
Burton as well came to mind there.
I'm halfway through it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm halfway through this at the moment.
Oh, cool.
You can see the bookmark.
Yeah,
I'm halfway through it. Chasing the Light, Oliver
nice
Stone.
one.
All
All right, okay.
It's I really like Stone too. Some of his later work is very underrated.
Hmm.
Oh, he's great. Like,
I love him. I think U-Turn's one of his most underrated movies of all time. I was a big Sean Penn fan, and I remember seeing that movie and it just blew us away.
I like his early stuff, to be fair. No.
Oh, Talk Radio was one of my favorites in Salvador. I mean, his earlier films
yeah.
breathtaking.
And I just like what really blew me away at a impressionable age was Natural Born Killers.
Me too.
That was mad. Like,
me too. It is. Mad's a good word for it. It was, to this day, I know that Tarantino didn't like it and they got into fights about it and stuff, but there's nothing like Natural Born Killers. I don't think there's any other movie quite like it.
No, definitely not. It just pushed the bar. It pushed the envelope with everything, didn't it?
Oh, man, totally. I mean, I was huge into Tommy Lee Jones. And just to see his head on that stick was just like, whoa, you know, it was like, I mean, I love Leonard Cohen, and to hear Leonard Cohen's music used in that way, it was just, but like when he kills the chief in the wigwam and stuff, there's heartbreaking moments in it. And I was never on Mickey and Mallory's side.
Yeah.
Because the psycho killers.
Yeah.
But the characters around them are just as bad. Like Wayne is just so gross, you know?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is brilliant in that.
He's so gross, the character.
He's such a great he can flip his character so well too, Junior, can't he?
Yeah, he's good. Like he was I remember whoops, I gotta check my phone. Just waiting in case our last comes home. But I keep checking my phone all the time. But the Downey Jr. in Scanner Darkly, man, he was made for that role. That was incredible. Just
he's just what a cast as well. Like he's unbelievable.
Incredible. I was watching it. It must have been 2 or 3 weeks back. But man, I'm a big Philip K. Dick fan, so I love the adaptations, and that's one of the really good ones. Sorry, man. Okay.
No, I was just going to mention the whole way they present it. Like it's pretty cool. Like it was before its time, you know.
Linklater he's cool director. He's like cool too. When I was saying about Maximum Overdrive's a cool movie, I look at Linklater's films as cool, like Before Midnight and After Sunset, and I mean he's done so many cool movies, you know, that are kind of indie classics like Slacker. It's amazing. Yeah. He's just his movies are cool. I think it's like he's the epitome of somebody cool.
Yeah.
I think that's School of Rock.
Yeah, it's like School of Rock's a cool movie, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing that in the cinema with a mate of mine, Matty, and we were in a band at the time, and Matthew Thompson, and we were proper into, you know, I mean, the Doors are my favorite group. We were proper into it, and especially when he gives the kid, you know, touch me and he's playing it. People, it was like the Rocky Horror Show. The audience was standing up and singing along and cheering. And that, apart from Rocky Horror Show, that's the only movie I've seen in the cinema where people were actually cheering and singing along and throwing popcorn and were having a really good time with School of Rock. It was an amazing theatrical experience, that movie. I really had a great time watching that.
I'd imagine it would be great in the theater. All right.
It was fantastic, man. It was just, I mean, to see it like that, and then everyone's singing along and shouting. But this was cinema though. It wasn't the live performance. It was the
I seen it in the cinema too. It was brilliant. Like, but I'd say on stage it would be awesome too. Like.
I saw the stage show.
That would be great. Was it good?
Yeah, I saw it in the Forum in Derry.
I bet that would be awesome.
Did. And it was just so, you know, like how it's so interactive.
It's been so many times I've just wanted to break into song on this stream.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the lyrics. Wanna be a teacher's pet. Well, baby, you just better forget it.
I thought you were on Rocky Horror Picture Show. You're on it. Sorry. Not School of Rock.
I was just thinking of something else a while ago. I was going to start singing, but I didn't. Then I was, you know, I just didn't bother then.
Okay. Is it Spice Girls?
No, it was about another film we were talking about. There was a song in it that I was thinking of, you know. It was one of the ones we were chatting about there.
I mean, that's something to come back to King. There's Mick Garris. Nicholas Pike did the music for the miniseries, and I love Nicholas Pike's scores, especially for the Shining TV series. He does a beautiful score for that, and there's a beautiful piano riff in Desperation as well. And his work, I think, I'm not sure if he did Psycho 4, but I know he did Sleepwalkers with Garris, which was the first collaboration between King and Garris. And it's a great score. I mean, even though he got Enya for the soundtrack, he got Boadicea for the soundtrack. And it's a great score. He kind of puts rock and roll into his movies a lot. And I think that might be something Garris and King also have in common. You know, with like the Stand, the book begins with Don't Fear the Reaper. And then they begin the miniseries with Don't Fear the Reaper. And I remember watching the miniseries for the first time. And I'm not so much a massive Blue Oyster Cult fan. I've got 2 of their albums. But that one song, Don't Fear the Reaper, is an incredible rock song. It's a perfect song. And it's cool, it's a great song. And I mean, what a song to start a book with, Don't Fear the Reaper. You know, I mean, how that's rock and roll, talking about King being rock and roll. And in the miniseries, when they started off, and I remember watching the miniseries, and I already knew the Blue Oyster Cult song, and they go through the whole song, and it cuts into the long version, and the guitar solo comes in. Because on the radio, Blue Oyster Cult always cut off before the guitar solo, because it was like an 8-minute song or something. And then watching the Stand, they go into the guitar solo, and I remember cheering, going, yes, they're playing the whole of Blue Oyster Cult. Because they played the solo in the opening of the Stand when Campion and his family are driving across the states, and they're spreading the virus that's going to wipe out the world. And oh man, that's a great line as well. Ed Harris, in I can't remember the general's name in the Stand. Starkey, when he says, we've got a shot of containing this, and he says, man, we blew our shot at containing this when Campion bought his first takeout hamburger.
That's right, yeah.
What a great line, because that's the way COVID happened. You know, we couldn't stop it. And man, Ed Harris in that series, what a performance, you know. I mean,
what an actor, really. Like, he's a great actor.
What a great.
The Needful Things as well.
Yeah, that is Panghorn, right? In Needful Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sheriff Panghorn. Yep.
And Michael Rooker was in the Dark Half, same character.
Yeah, he was
right, Michael Rooker, yeah.
Dark Half. He's a great actor too.
Wasn't he in Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise as well?
Yeah, he's the other driver. Yep, the one who kind of gets wrecked at the end. He has to drive his car, doesn't he? I think.
He's got that kind of perfect villain type way about him, doesn't he, Rooker? Like
Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Yes, yeah.
Cliffhanger too. He's great in Cliffhanger.
Modern fans will know him from as Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's sorry, Kieran, go on.
Go ahead there. Go ahead.
That's another gap in my Stephen King history, or Stephen King watchography, or filmography. I can't remember what I called it. Is that I still haven't seen the extended version of Needful Things.
I know, me neither.
I've only seen the theatrical version, so I'm really chomping at the bit to see that. And it's been out for a few years.
An hour longer.
I've just never had the cash to buy it because it's been quite expensive. But I really want to see that extended version of Needful Things. I'd love to see it because I can imagine it being much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's so much in the book and it's got so many good things like J.T. Walsh, who's one of my favorite character actors. Got Amanda Plummer in there, who's a fantastic actress. And I wanted them to have more time. And I'm hopefully in the Buster, I'm hoping in the extended cut, Buster and her will have more time. So I've really been looking forward actually to getting that, but I'm just a bit too skint to buy it.
Yeah, that's understandable though.
Right.
I was David Harkin, who makes films up in Derry, there, our local city. He was saying for me to kind of plug his film. They're going to be doing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
cool. So tomorrow, actually, on my first day of shooting the new film, I'm playing I'd say it's probably the best role I've ever had in a film. So that's pretty cool for me. But it's my first film I've done in about 5 years, so I'm looking forward to it. So we're doing a psychological thriller type one, you know. So it's called A Charity Case. So David, I was just saying to David, I would plug it there.
That's a really cool title.
Yeah, so
Charity
it's like
Case.
I think I wrote it years ago, but we're gonna do it now. And
is Mika going to be in it?
Mika's in it, yeah.
Cool.
And I'm gonna be like playing this character that is very likable at the start, and then things change, you know.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, excellent. So he's got principal photography down. Do you know the schedule?
Yeah, I've got the schedule down. I'm going to be shooting tomorrow all day, and then I'm going to be shooting next Saturday and Sunday, and that'll be my scenes then, you know.
Oh, cool, man.
I'm looking forward to it. A bit of a
I can't
change.
do it all, actually.
Mm.
Sometime.
Are you
We'll
doing
get it on.
Are you doing updates on the video zone?
Doing. I probably will actually. I probably post. I tend to sometimes just post on my personal page a lot about my stuff. So
Right.
we'll see. I'll put it on something anyway.
Cool. I'll look for it. I'm look forward to it.
Cool. Cheers,
some-
man.
I was saying to John, with the Walls of Blood,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you know.
that was fun. It wasn't exactly. It was my only really kind of go at an action like a film, but it ended up being kind of very like a what do they call B movies? This was a Z movie.
Yes.
Yeah, Ciaran, all my movies are Z movies.
But it was good fun because we got a great makeup artist for it, and it actually made it a bit more legit than it actually was.
Mm.
But
But it
yeah,
was
but
really
I'd
well
love to
done,
see
yeah.
some of your stuff actually, John. I'm looking forward to seeing some of that.
Cool. That stuff. I've put some of my stuff on the Boneyard,
Okay.
but it's under the paid wall, which is like 99 pence a month.
Ah.
And I also did like so you get the movie. If anyone's interested there, who might listen to the stream, it's only 99p for a membership, but you get to see the movies, which is 4 on there, which I've been able to put up for copyright reasons, which are just mine, which I wrote, directed, and scored. Most of them, I'm in some of them, and I also do a commentary on the movies afterwards. So the longest one's only 15 minutes. The shortest one's a minute. There's a couple of minute shorts on there as well.
Oh, cool.
But if anybody is interested in out there in YouTube land, you can watch the movies, and then I do a commentary of how I made the movie after it as well. So I'll watch the movie along again, but you'll hear me chatting over it like a commentary. But hopefully this new one will, hopefully we'll get it going. The Cicada, I'm really buzzing about this one, which is a Z movie. I was
I'm sure it's really good actually, because I know you seem to really know your stuff. You would be very good at it, like. And as a film studies lecturer too, geez, that's big.
It's I love it. It's I wish I was doing more. I really do. It's been one of the best jobs I ever had because you get paid for talking about movies.
Cool. Actually, I just want to mention I made a short film a while back called Christmas Dreams Come True, and Kerry was one of my main people in that film as well. So that was fun, wasn't it, Kerry, back in the day?
I shoot my house.
10 years ago.
It's 10 years. Hang on.
It was actually during the 2014 World Cup, I remember, because I was meeting you all and they were showing the match in the pub. Yeah.
That's right. In the bar, yeah.
But it's the one thing, that gives us pure joy in life is making stuff, and especially doing movies, even if it is like the trailer is for Cicada, which is free for anyone to watch. That's on the Boneyard. I've just put it up yesterday, the trailer, the teaser. That's literally me. I wanted to get some nice light. Went outside at kind of magic hour, stuck some lights up, shot the garden for, eagle-eyed film fans. You'll hear some really recognizable screams on the soundtrack of the trailer. I kind of stole from some of the masters.
You may as well.
And kind of mixed it into the soundtrack because this is all no budget. You don't see budget stuff. It is.
Yeah.
It's just whacking some lights up. I bought a camera a couple of years ago. Just getting friends together and making stuff. It's
a nice one.
I wish I could get paid for doing it.
Link to your channel there, John.
Nice, cool stuff. I was going to say to you, what is your thoughts on using green screen?
I've got one up here. I don't know if you can see it there, just behind us. This is kind of my spare room. So most of the YouTube stuff I just do in front of the green screen and then whack stills in the background.
Okay.
And I do love using green screen. I've worked as a technician on a few short films that I haven't written or directed or anything, just as a technician, doing a little bit of green screen supervision for like astronauts and things like that. But I love it. I love movies that are totally shot on green screen. I think there's some fantastic ones. Like Sin City's obviously an amazing example.
Class, yeah.
I mean, what you can do. I love the green screen work in Romero's Land of the Dead, which is really simple, but it looks wonderful, And there's also a movie by Albert Pyun, which is a sequel to, it's called Road to Hell, which is a sequel to one of my favorite movies, Streets of Fire, which is up in the background there, the VHS. And the whole movie's green screen, and I really like it. I think a big deal with me is it's obviously what I was talking before about, being a film kid, not doing much else. I really do give myself over to the world of the movie. And if the whole movie is,
thank you for sharing that, Kerry. Cheers.
No worries.
and if the whole movie is shot on green screen and you get used to the world, I really don't mind it. I mean, I remember being blown away by Constantine and Chronicles of Riddick in particular.
Oh yes.
I remember watching Riddick at the cinema and just thinking, wow, this is what's going to be coming, you know? It was the world building they did with green screen and Riddick is Chronicles of Riddick is breathtaking to me.
Pitch Black is brilliant, I think.
Yeah, Pitch Black's brilliant. But yeah, green screen work, I'm a big advocate for it. I actually like the kind of fake look of it. Sometimes I think it creates like a dream logic.
Yeah,
right,
true,
which I really like. I like the fakeness of it. But like I say, you have to commit to it. You know, it was if you're going to do something green screen, commit to that look. Don't try and mix.
You know what I do think actually it's a great way to if you don't have a budget much, if you've got a green screen, it's an absolutely amazing way to upscale your idea and kind of it's a great outlet for somebody that doesn't have a budget. But I feel anyway, that's what I like about it.
100%.
You just need to be good at the technical stuff.
You can be so creative with it as well. I mean, all you have to do is make sure when you're keying it, you get enough light on the background, enough separation between your subject and the green screen, and you can do anything, you know? I mean, I did a one totally on green screen that's on the YouTube. I think it's behind the paywall. It was Shakespeare for Shakespeare's Globe. I did a Prospero's Message. Wow. So I literally filmed it here. Well, it wasn't here, but it was that green screen. You can't see those. It's not a big one. It's only about 2 meters. But we just set it up, you know, I walked on, made a forest around us, just literally held twigs in front of the green screen and made a forest. I mean, that's pretty far out, man. You know, when you can do that with it, I think it's a wonderful tool for creativity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My friend David, he works in graphic design and makes his own video games.
Oh man, I'd love to do that.
But I said to him about getting the green screen.
Right.
And he said, let me check for you. I might have one spare.
Oh, cool.
You know, and bear in mind he's in England. He's in well, he used to live in Cambridge actually.
I mean, this one's Amazon. This was an Amazon job. I bought it off Amazon about 12 years ago. Maybe 10 years ago. I can't remember, but I bought it. But I've had it since. It's like you're saying, Ciaran, it's worth chucking one in your bag. And taking it with you, you know, because
I got one on Amazon during COVID actually, and I done a few things with it. Yeah, it's cool.
There you go, Adam's back. Hi, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Got an extra pub there, Ciaran.
Oh, nice one.
Thank you, Adam. Good to see you again.
But I mean, there's so many too. There was a big thing. During COVID. I knew I was gonna have to get a camera. And I had a Canon C100, which is still what I shoot my other stuff with. But that's about 12 years old now. The camera, you can get them for about 250 quid now, I think. But I always loved that. That was a heck of a workhorse camera, Canon C100, and that's what I still shoot a lot of my stuff with. But when COVID happened, I thought, what am I going to do? And I quickly bought, Canon had just done the M50, the really small mirrorless, and you could get them for about 200 quid. So I snagged one, got it. Great little camera. I shoot a lot of YouTube stuff with it, always stick it in my backpack in case I want to shoot stuff when I'm out. But when the pandemic hit, all of a sudden everybody started using those because they were so good for even webcams. The quality was so great that they're still 300 odd quid now because they realized that they weren't. I mean, they've done a Mark II now and a Mark III, I would imagine. But I mean, speaking about equipment like green screens that you can just chuck in your bag, that camera's been a big deal for me because. I mean, obviously, it's not sound. You can stick a little mic on the top, but it'll get in the way. But you get like a 14mm lens on it. You can stick it in your bag, shoot. The amount of stuff I've shot for green screen on that. Like, see, when I've just been out and around in London and I've seen a street, and I thought, oh, wow, that would be a cool backdrop. Just got the camera out, shot 5 minutes, and I've used it on the green screen. You know, as a backdrop for a city conversation or something. Great little camera to have. And I think they'll be coming down in price now. Just if anyone's interested in talking about gear. They're old cameras, these now I'm talking about, though, because I'm an old dog. But
aren't we all?
But they've been indispensable bits of kit just to have in your backpack.
Definitely. But some of the phones nowadays have such great cameras now too. You know, it's kind of like it's very handy actually if you're shooting stuff with the phone camera and you nearly get away with it. Like I know traditional people wouldn't be.
A lot of 28 years later with mobile phones. iPhones 15.
All right. Okay. Wow. Yeah,
Like
is
there
it
was
doing well in
behind
cinema? Is
scenes.
it?
Huh?
Is it doing well? 28 years later.
Yeah, we watched it last week there, and yeah, it's not. I enjoyed it more than Lexi did.
Right.
But then again, I'm a Danny Boyle fan, so
It was alright. That's what I thought. I thought it was alright.
Right.
It was like, I mean, because
ah,
it was alright. I would, I'll buy it on Blu-ray, not 4K. I
yeah.
think I'll buy the Blu-ray, I guess, because I don't think there's any point watching something shot on an iPhone in 4K. But
No.
but it was okay. It was alright. That's what I thought. I mean, I'm a big fan of 28
Mhm.
Days Later
Yeah.
because I love Wyndham's Day of the Triffids, and 28 Days Later is pretty much Day of the Triffids, but like, retelling with the soldiers and starting off in the city and the coma and the city block and getting up in the tower block and all that same story almost beat for beat. So I guess Alex liked that. What's he called, Alex?
Garland.
Alex Garland, the writer. I guess he liked Day of the Triffids because
Mm.
a lot of the beats are the same. But I love 28 Days Later. It was a big deal for me saying that and thinking maybe I could do this then. You know,
Well, so speaking about Danny Boyle, I was only one in the cinema here that when watching Trainspotting,
Mhm.
and I was 17 at the time, and I was really freaked out by it.
it
But in a good way.
is. It is. That's a freaky film. It is.
And it made me think, wow, I want to make films like this.
I had the poster
Yeah.
on my bedroom door. The choose life, choose a job, choose a career. I had the poster.
That's
I
up
had-
there with
I had
Natural Born
two
Killers
ideas.
for shock value, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's a shocking movie.
I had
First
to
time,
line up.
first time I think I ever saw a guy pull a condom off on screen. That was a mainstream movie,
Jesus, yeah, imagine.
right?
But I had to line up on my wall on my front of my bedroom door. I had Renton, when he goes into the toilet.
Yep.
And my dad was like, "Ugh." I
mean,
said,
that was
"Dad, it's a fun movie. You like it?"
I mean, Boyle was proper Mount Shallow Grave.
Yeah, I love
Train
Shallow Grave,
Spotting,
yeah.
Life Less Ordinary, 28 Days Later. Those were like 4 movies off the bat that were like, wow.
The Beach.
The Beach, whack your seatbelt on because this guy's great. I mean, I'm a big fan of Life Less Ordinary with
Me too.
Delroy Lindo and Lauren from Crash. Brilliant movie.
I was just going to
Yeah.
mention a film there. I don't know if you touched on it when I was out, but it's definitely one that stands out as one of King's works is The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
No, we
yeah.
didn't mention that, no.
Huh?
We didn't mention it, no. Funny
No,
enough.
it's I think it's Frank Darabont directed.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
It's a good film. It's a lot of people's favorite movie, isn't it?
Mm.
Let's say famously, Darabont was one of the Dollar Babies. He did a
Okay, yeah.
short film which you can watch on YouTube, which is exquisite, called "Woman in the Room." It's based on a Stephen King story. Darabont bought the rights for $1 when he was a film student and made it, and
Right.
that's how he ended up doing Shawshank because King loved The Woman in the Room, as far as I know.
Wow.
And Darabont's great. I mean, he's one of those guys I wish had done more.
Mm.
Got Green Mile, Shawshank. He did The
Green
Mist.
Mile, yeah.
He
Yeah.
did,
Green
and
Mile, Green.
Green Mile's exceptional too in it. I mean, it's a beautiful movie. I made it beautiful in a dark way.
Yeah.
Very
But-
depressing movie, but
yeah.
it's good.
I mean, Graham Greene in that. There's a bit when Graham Greene, he's about to get it in the chair to ride what does he say? Ride old Sparky.
Mm.
And he's talking about where do you think you go, when they pull the trigger. And he kind of says, when I was young, I had this young squaw and we got married and we lived up in the woods and we made love in front of the fire every night. Again, goosebumps, remembering it. It's an incredible moment of cinema that when he says, that's where I'm going when I die, I'm going back to my best time. It's an incredible, performance. I mean, he's in one of my other favorite movies is Thunderheart, the Val Kilmer movie, and Graham Greene's in that too. He's an incredible actor, really incredible. And in that scene, goosebumps still, man. It's a really great, not just Stephen King, a great moment of cinema, I think.
Yeah.
Because that story transcends just being a Stephen King story about guys on death row into a film about the meaning of life. What's it about? It's
I
incredible.
think what made it for me was Doug Hutchinson
Oh, he's great.
as Perry.
Yeah.
He was
It was Toombs, wasn't he, in the X-Files? He is. He's really good at playing bad guys, that guy.
Yes, yeah.
He's in a Val Kilmer movie called The Salton Sea. He's a corrupt cop as well, and he's a really
Okay.
He's a really good corrupt cop. He's like, but he's great in The Green Mile. I mean, David Morse, man, is Brute.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy in The Langoliers, there's another Stephen King. You know, he plays a pilot in The Langoliers. But David Morse is Brute, man. These are powerful actors at the top of the game.
Yeah.
But Jeffrey DeMunn's in there, who's he's in The Green Mile, the opening, the Shawshank Redemption, the opening, playing the lawyer. You know, 6 bullets. You know, you have to reload a bullet per each lover in the head, given that great scene.
Right.
Really, he's in The Hitcher too, one of my favorite films, which is behind us. But Jeffrey DeMunn, every actor in The Green Mile and Shawshank, you know, they're all character actors. They're just fantastic.
Oh yeah,
They
definitely.
pick the right people for the job, like in both of those, I think.
Was that Freeman's first big role? Was it? What was that? The kind of like the breakout role or not?
No.
I mean, I'd seen him around in video, like in he was in Johnny Handsome, I remember.
Oh, okay.
He made Streetwise with Christopher
Driving Miss
Reeve.
Daisy as well. I think he was in. Yeah.
He made what? Sorry.
Driving Miss Daisy.
That's right. Yeah.
Driving Miss Daisy.
But I think his first major breakthrough was Streetwise.
Okay.
Oh man, that's brilliant. The one where he's the pimp.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man,
right.
he's a proper evil guy in that with
Christopher Reeve.
Kathy Baker. She's an amazing actress. The chick, the woman in Street Smart, she's a really great actress.
Streetwise, I think. Yeah.
She's a great actress, really great. I've watched her in the Jesse Stone movies on the television, which I watch because of her. She's a fantastic actress. Yeah, she did a great horror movie with Peter Weller called My Sister's Keeper. Fantastic actress. Fantastic actress. But I love that. Street Smart. I'd totally forgotten about that. He's a real evil character, Morgan Freeman, in that movie.
Yeah, and because if you don't, do you know it, Ciaran?
I don't actually, to be honest with you, no.
Okay, well, Christopher Reeves plays a journalist.
Okay.
Who, you know, he's not getting anywhere, so he makes up a story. But Morgan Freeman's character is the story.
Okay.
He starts making him basically saying like, you got to change this and all that, and people don't people to know it's me, and it's really dark.
I'm a big John Carpenter fan, obviously, so I love Christopher Reeve in the remake of Village of the Damned.
That's right. Yeah.
But Streetwise is one of his best roles. It's he's great, man. He was good in his time, like Time After Time, not Time After Time. The Richard Matheson novel, Jane Seymour.
Yeah, I know what you mean though.
It's a beautiful romance
between Superman and Superman 2.
He's fantastic in that. He really is.
Yeah. And Reeve was also in a remake of the Hitchcock classic Rear Window, I think, as well.
Yes, I think that was the last thing I saw him in. It was a pretty good TV movie. The guy who shot that shot Bad Lieutenant, Ken Kelch.
Okay.
I really liked the cinematography in the remake of Rear Window. I thought the cinematography was nice.
The original was the classic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Hitchcock was the first director I ever collected because his name was above the title so much. It was like him and Sam Peckinpah were the first 2 people I ever collected. Like, and I knew them as what we know now as auteur directors. You know, Hitchcock was the first guy I collected. These were the old HMV had done like a rerun of all of his movies on VHS, and I started buying them like month by month.
Cool, yeah.
And obviously getting them at secondhand markets and stuff. But that was the first person I ever collected their full, as much as you could at the time. I bought everything I could of Hitchcock's.
Wow, yeah. He's probably the original auteur, isn't he? Really, like?
I think so. He's got a very German style because he trained at UFA Studios in Germany. I think it was, I can't remember who he worked for. Was it Rank that he worked for in Britain?
Yeah.
And they sent him to Germany when he said, I want to be a filmmaker, and he got trained there. So a lot of his styles, like real, like Fritz Lang type deals, you know? But he's, for me, stands on his own.
Yeah.
I mean, I love William Friedkin, and Friedkin says you don't have to go to film school, just watch Hitchcock films. He is that good.
Yeah. It was like when I done media in college, I done a lot of films. I was in film studies and that, and I really like Hitchcock was the person. It was the one week that really captured me because it was the first auteur director we covered, you know, and it was really good. Like,
he's got his own. I mean, there's still to this day. I mean, I disagree with Tarantino here. Tarantino says that he doesn't like Hitchcock because I actually did a video about it not long ago because
Right.
I got a really good response because I kind of said, what the F is Tarantino talking about here? You know, you watch Pulp Fiction, it's shot for shot. Psycho. There's a scene in Pulp Fiction that's shot for shot Psycho. And you've seen, I kind of like Suspicion, but I don't like this, and I don't like Hitchcock, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what's he talking about? You know, he's copying, he's not copying Hitchcock, but it's similar, you know?
Yeah.
So how can he not like him? And I kind of got a real telling off or a real lesson from the comments because people were saying, John, it's not that he doesn't like Hitchcock. He uses Hitchcock's techniques and he respects Hitchcock's techniques. It's the fact that he doesn't like Hitchcock was held back because he made films in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. If Hitchcock had made films in the 90s, 2000s, or even the 70s, he would have been having much more gore, much more nudity, much more violence, you know? But I disagree. I think Hitchcock's films are as dark as they come. I love Rope. I think it's a magnificent film. I would put it up in my top movies of all time. And it's one of the darkest movies ever made. I mean, it's incredible. James Stewart in that role becomes ashamed of everything he's ever done in his life because he's made these people murder somebody by teaching them something. It's such a dark movie. But Hitchcock's really dark. If you dig into it, he had a darkness in his soul, that guy. I really think.
You mentioned Tarantino using a lot of his techniques there. Yeah. The scene in Pulp Fiction where Bruce Willis kills the guy with the sword or stabs the guy, and then they don't use that technique of Hitchcock's where they don't actually show the impact, but they show the sword going down and the blood splatter. And you know, that's the classic example. Yeah.
There's one scene I did it in the little video as a comparison. Like he sees Marcellus Wallace cross the street.
Yeah.
When he thinks he's getting the wheel, getting the watch, he's just killed JT and he jumps in the car and he's, you know, driving away and he's like listening to Kangaroo or whatever, singing the tune. And then he sees Ving Rhames, amazing, one of my favorite actors that walks across the scene. That's shot for shot Psycho. I mean, shot for shot Psycho.
Okay.
And I was kind of saying, what's the crack, you know? But like I say, I got a lesson of people in the comments. That's why I love YouTube and doing this stuff and talking about it.
Yeah,
because I learned so much from the commenters saying, John, you've got it wrong, man. You know, you've got it wrong. And I love the fact that that's what I love about this. It really is. Because people were saying you've totally got it wrong. And I did. I had it totally wrong, I think. And I enjoyed it. I mean, I've got a lot of stick for it in the comments. You can imagine I've got quite a few dislikes. But I learned more from that video than pretty much anything else I've done because people told us what I wasn't understanding. And I love that.
It's all part of this game, though, having taken the good with the bad, isn't it? And, you know, everybody having their opinions and like, it makes it fun, too, I suppose.
Oh, totally. I love it. I mean, obviously, there's really horrible things. I mean, I've had lots of horrible comments. I mean,
I've had the same on my channel with different things I put up, and people give opinions on videos and that, but you just kind of blow it off, don't you? You have to, like.
Oh, you have to, and like you say, everybody's got an opinion. You know, I mean, you can't stop anybody from thinking anything. That's what's fun about that's what's fun about the planet Earth. We can all watch the same movie and come out with 100 different interpretations.
Definitely. You know, it's such a thank you very much, guys, actually, for giving me the opportunity to do this because I don't get many chances to explore my love of movies and that with other people. So it's great to be able to do it. Like, you know,
thank you. Pleasure, isn't it? I thank you too. I really love it. It's like I say, if I wasn't talking about movies, I don't know what else I'd be doing. It's safe.
Well, I appreciate
you know,
everyone joining in. Who joined? Hopefully, the channel will grow and with word of mouth and. You know,
absolutely, yeah.
Oh, great! I look forward to more.
So next time, John, will be me and you.
All right, cool.
We can decide, you know, by private message or whatever we're going to talk about.
No worries.
Okay, and then
we had a couple of ideas, didn't we? We're thinking.
Oh yeah, I know, but I mean, whatever we want to cover from.
Cool.
From that list.
There's so much we didn't do. We need to do Stephen King Part 2. I'm just looking down.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't do our worst Stephen Kings yet.
No, we didn't do the bad or ugly. No.
Tell me this, guys. Tell me this. What is the most successful Stephen King film that's been no adaptation?
I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's probably Shawshank or Green Mile. One of those. All right. I mean, even though it took a long time for Shawshank to take off, it was that was a video movie. People rented it.
That's right.
Called classic now, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of flopped in the cinema. Which there's a great line from Tim Robbins, and Tim Robbins says he thinks it was the name because he used to get people coming up to him saying, "Oh man, I love that scrimshaw reduction, thing you did." And he said he thinks people didn't get the name. And they're thinking, what is this? Stephen King wasn't too much on it because they didn't want it because it was more drama. And it
but
was,
I think you see as well, since it was based on a kind of a novella story, people didn't see it as a standalone story.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, Adam,
Adam.
my cheers for joining us, Adam. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam.
And cheers, Perry, if you're still there.
Yeah, we'll sign off now for the night because it's 20 past 10 and you're expecting a call.
Well,
John,
I was expecting that home long before now, but I guess that means just having a good time, right?
Yeah.
Well, John,
okay,
very nice to meet you, dude.
Absolute pleasure, Kieran. I've
we'll
really
keep in
enjoyed
touch.
speaking to us. Aye, yeah, certainly, definitely.
Thank you, Kerry, for everything.
no worries, Ciaran. I'm just going to end it now. Okay.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.